Welcome to Combox. Jared and Varun with you. I'm sure others will drop in, drop out, drop around, come, go. But at the moment, it's just the two of us for what is a medium big clash. The Rajasthan Royals, currently the sexiest team in the IPL, and the Sunrisers, currently one of the least sexy teams in the IPL. Varun, any reason to think the Sunrisers can win this?
I mean, they have to get Vaibhav out early, right? That's pretty much their only hope.
Yep, that is a good place to start. Rajasthan are fielding first. So Vaibhav is not in the side at the moment, so there's always a chance they'll need an extra bowler and he won't be able to come in. It's unlikely, but you dare to dream. The market is not completely in Sunrise. It's not completely in Rajasthan's favour though. It's 44% chance for Sunrisers. The expected runs is 206. This pitch, specifically this strip, is supposed to be very high scoring though, isn't it? So that will help Sunrisers, I suppose, but it also helps Rajasthan.
Yeah, I think here's the thing. As much as we love Rajasthan and the openers, Sunrisers' ceiling is still the best in the league, isn't it? When they go nuts, I don't know if anyone who can catch them. The issue with Rajasthan is, as good as they are, the batting falls off a cliff after a point. Right? You don't really... I don't know how much we trust Jadeja's batting at this point, Jared. Right?
Yeah, it's definitely gone downhill, hasn't it? I'll just go through the 11s because there has been a couple of changes. So we'll just go through the 11s. I don't have the full impact subs in front of me, so you might... but I'll just go through the 11s. Sunrisers. Well, I'll do the 11 and you can do the impact subs. Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head, Ishan Kishan, Heinrich Klaasen, Salil Arora, Aniket Verma, Nitesh Kumar Reddy, Harsh Dubey, Shivan Kumar, Praful. It's Hingi, isn't it? Is it Hingi? Yeah, Hinge, that's right. And Eshan Malinga. And then on the other side, Rajasthan have Yashasvi Jaiswal, Drew Jarrell, Rian Parag, Luhan Ptorius, almost got that right, Donovan Ferreira, Ravindra Jadeja, Jofra Archer, Nandare Berger, Sandeep Sharma, Ravi Bishnoi, Tushar Deshpande. So we know that their player coming in is going to be Suryavanshi, although Cricketfo's got his listed as the 23rd option on this. Wait, it's being updated now. So they are batting first, Sunrisers, and their options are for bowler Shivan Mave, Sakib Hassan, and Harshal Patel. So we would assume Harshal Patel comes into that lineup, right?
I assume so, yeah. Or unless they want...
he's been bowling.
Mave's going to give them new ball bowling.
Yeah, he got hammered. Anyway, Jofra comes in. First ball. Abhishek slices this high, and he's out. First ball, caught it deep backward point. And so they were a 44% chance of winning. I will tell you when the market has updated that, but I can tell you they are no longer 44% chance of winning. All right, what are we going to talk about today?
Let's talk about Luhan Ptorius, I guess. If you're South Africa, surely you're jumping with joy seeing how they're going to be batting him at 5. Because clearly no SA20 team will ever not open with him. South Africa, if they pick him, will open with him.
He looks like Rajasthan, such an opener to me, though, doesn't he?
I think, what was it? CS was telling us, right? He's only ever opened all his life, even from age group cricket. So...
He did. I remember me and Robbie talked about him a while ago. We're both huge fans. And when he got picked for Rajasthan, that's when we knew that Sanju Samson was done. Right? Because there was no way they could fit him in the top 3 anymore. And weirdly enough, that's not what's happening, right? They've actually managed to move him further down. But he just looks like an opener, reacts like an opener. There are some people who are natural. Now, he will whack spin. So maybe they're thinking, does he need to be set to do that or not? I don't know. It is incredible that they have 2 massive babies in their team. And I mean that facially more than even age-wise. They just look like big, giant babies, the two, him and Suryavanshi. Anyway, Ishan Kishan is in, and he's opening with Travis Head now. And I mean that almost literally.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's just, usually when one of them fails, both of them seem to fail for Travis Sheikh this season so far. So,
someone said Abhishek is finished. What did he make in the last game?
Did he make 70 something? I don't know. I want to say.
I mean, he's going to make first ball ducks occasionally. He's an opener. That's literally the job.
So from the extremely small sample size we have with Luhan Ptorius, he averaged 29 at a strike rate of 158 versus spin last year, and 37 at a strike rate of 121 versus spin this year. So who knows what he's going to do.
Interesting. I've just got a question here. Umang says, "Are you okay, Varun, after yesterday's game?" Jofra Archer's coming in. He's got 2 slips in place, and this one is angled across and left alone. Yeah.
Oof.
Boring. What happened yesterday? I mean, I know what happened in the game, but what happened to...
Yeah, it's the fact that the game just refused to end, I think, is what they're referring to.
You're talking about the Shafane Rutherford late, the dead cat bounce.
There was that, like, what was it? There was the Rasik over where he just kept coming in, hobbling in, and then he's like holding his leg and just going back. And they were getting massages in the middle of the game.
Have we got any updates on that, by the way? Is he done? Yeah.
I have zero idea.
Because he changes their team quite a bit. I like him a lot. Jofra comes in again. This bounces a little bit more, hits the splice of Ishan's bat. He just pushes it out. Still no run.
So Kanishk has asked us, Jared and Varun, what are the characteristics that make you think a player is a better opener than middle? I don't know what Jared looks for. For me, the way I look at it is, someone is a slow starter versus spin, the alarm bells go in my head. I'm like, okay, you shouldn't be batting in the middle order. And the other thing is, if someone is a destructive player of pace in the initial 10 balls and they're good when they're set, I'm also thinking they're probably an opener. Is there any characteristics you look for?
I think the first characteristic I look for is, have they ever batted anywhere else?
That's also there.
So this one's on the pads. He flicks this up in the air. I think he's okay.
No man's land. Yeah,
just picks the gap. As Tusha Despande runs past the ball awkwardly. Yeah, so it's a very obvious one, and it might sound silly, but like, if you think of someone like Robbie, who obviously we work with, right? He's someone who can open, but you can also see that at various times in his career, he did bat at 3 and at 4. So people just saw him as someone who was a bit more pliable in other positions. Whereas if you saw Dean Elgar early on, so there was a point in Dean Elgar's career where they moved all the other senior batters around to try and get him up to the top of the order because they knew he would not be able to make runs if he wasn't opening because he'd never not done it. Right. So that's kind of what we're talking about there. And that's a very, very obvious place to start is, have you actually batted anywhere else? And in Pretorius' case, he hasn't. I think there's a few other little things I look at. Is this a brute? This is like the Phil Salt ball, but this time Ishan manages to punch it just short of backward point. One of the other things I'm looking for is, do they bat in a way that they really need the fielders in when they first start? And if you look at Luhan, he doesn't. It's not like he's clearing the boundary by like clearing the rope by like 25 meters. Like, you could make a claim that Abhishek Sharma would be really, really interesting if he came in at 5 or 4, right? I'm not saying you would bat him there. I think it makes more sense to do where he is. But because of the way he clears the ropes, it doesn't matter as much. Whereas if you look at Luhan, he's just clearing the fielders consistently early on. He hits a lot of 4s. Do we actually have his numbers here? Again, that's what I'm looking at. Is there something there? But yeah, also a lot of it is just comfortability as well, right? Like, where are they most likely to make their runs, and how are they going to make their runs? And I think with him, if you look across the board so far, 176 4s, 51 6s. And I would guess most of those 6s are going to come when he's faced 10 to 15 balls. So there's a bunch of little things you can look at. Also, if you're really good at facing the new ball like he is as well, you kind of have to bat in the top 3 because that's an advantage over someone else who could be promoted who's not going to be as good against the new ball.
I think the issue Rajasthan have is that they have a lot of people who are good versus pace. Well, I think we've said this plenty of times, right? I think Riyan Parag is one of the best pace hitters. Yeah. Jarrell is an incredible versus pace. And then you obviously have the Southpaw sloggers, like, upgraded at the top as well, right?
Yeah. No doubt. I think it's still a good play to have someone like Pretorius because you only need him to have like 5 or 6 big games and he becomes a very interesting trade chip if you don't want to go ahead with him. And if not, he fits the age curve of Jaiswal and Suryavanshi.
Well, is he somewhere between those two, right?
Yeah, I think so. 2019, 20, just turned 20. He turned 20 less than a month ago. Nandare Berger comes in and he hits the thigh pad of head. I say the thigh pad. That might have missed the thigh pad and hit something else because he looked like he was jumping up and down after that ball happened. Did you pick that up? Was it a hand?
Wait, I'm just looking at it now again. And
yeah, I think it hit his finger.
Yeah, I think his hand. Yeah, looks like it's hand.
That is interesting. It's a good ball. That's the ball that you try and bowl to him. That sort of on the hip one, but especially early on before he gets inside it, just flicks it for 6. And Nandare comes in again. This is a good ball again. Cramping head up. That's what they're trying to do. It's a good plan so far and working. 2 runs Rajasthan, after 8 balls.
Think they're one of those teams that really rely on analytics, right?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Yeah, I think was it Rian, I think in a post-match interview he was talking about how once a game is done, he usually goes to the analysts to ask about is there anything else he could have done, which I think is pretty smart on his part.
Nandre comes in again cramping head, who tries to slug. When do we call it a slug pull? If it's a slug sweep, that's a slug pull, because it wasn't really a ball there to be pulled. Well, maybe it was. Yeah. Although he backed away to do it, that's not a real pull shot.
I think Head's looking restless, Jared. Already, like 3 balls in, and I'm like, he does not. he really wants to hit a 4 or a 6.
I forget how to pronounce this guy's name every day. I need to write it down.
Ehsas.
Ehsas says, undecided, but feel Rohit is a better captain versus MS Dhoni. As this one comes in outside off stump and launched for 4 over cover. An offside heave, I would call that. Won 4 out of 4 finals versus MSD. One with and without boom, HP Sky. Dhoni had wrong tactical calls for 5 straight T20 World Cups. Rohit's a field setting at low score games, 17-19. I disagree.
I mean, I agree with the Dhoni's tactical wrong calls for 5 straight T20 World Cups, but
yeah.
IPL is interesting.
I think Rohit was in charge for a long time when they weren't doing anything sexy tactically either, as Head hits this towards mid-off for no run.
Not as much. He wasn't in charge as long as Dhoni was he?
No, but I think Mumbai for ages didn't play particularly tactically brilliant cricket. They just had a really good side.
Yeah, they're more Australia, like aren't they? Like they believe a lot in talent, and we're like, we'll figure shit out once we're there.
Exactly. Like how many bad starts did they have before?
Exactly.
Like, so. But I do think Rohit in general is an underrated captain, and I think it's
agreed.
A bit. I think it's a bit slept on. Me and Ben Jones did a podcast years ago about Mumbai Indians and why they were successful, and we were both like, you could make an argument that Rohit is a better player in the IPL than Virat, even if his batting isn't better, just because you get better captaincy.
That's because like what was it? I think there was some Mumbai seasons where I think 2023 where the bowling was horrible and he captained them well, right?
Yeah. So I would say since then Virat has gone on to have a lot of good years. Yeah. So I don't think that argument holds up. But the point being is that Rohit at his best, I thought was a really, really good captain.
Yeah, because also the other thing, 2013 and 2015 Mumbai teams weren't as strong. There is an element of like 99 Australia with some of those teams where people are like, oh, look at how great these sides are. I'm like, 2013 and 15 weren't as good as what they were in 2017, 19 and 20, right? Because Bumrah and Hardik were still very young at that point.
Ishan is facing up to Joffrey. Bowls another good ball that is defended quite well timed, actually, up to mid-off, but there's no run. Rajasthan looks like the favourites to win this IPL. Vaibhav and Jaiswal is their second strength in the power play versus Joffrey and Berger. The only thing I would say about them at the moment, Rajasthan, is you have 6 players in near, I would say 5 of those players are in near career best form at the same time. So the only one I would say is not in career best form is Jofra Archer. But Bishnoi looks as good as I've ever seen him before. Nandre Berger looks as good as I've ever seen him before. This one's on the pads, whipped away by Ishan. Jaiswal, Jaiswal's been this good before, and Suryavanchi's been this good before. But I'd say this is near their peak, if not at their peak. Hopefully it's Suryavanchi's peak. Otherwise, we need to redefine his what he can do. But what cricket can be. And who's the other one? And Jarrell. This is probably the best that Jarrell's batted in an IPL.
The IPL easily,
yeah.
Easily.
So remember that if you have 6 players are in form at one stage, you do win a bunch of T20 games in a row.
Yes, you do.
And the chances of having all 6 players in form all the way through. Now, what can happen is a couple of these players might go on to have great seasons, and a couple of the other players might drop off, but other people might get in form, right? But at the moment, you know, it's why I had RCB. So, you know, why I like RCB so much for this year is they are brilliant at batting in the power play, and they're brilliant at bowling in the power play. And I think that's the best time to be good. That's what Rajasthan do, which is why I really like Rajasthan, which is also content, what you're basically saying. That's my favorite thing about Rajasthan, is the fact that they can start every game, no matter what, really well.
No arguments there. But like, what is their weak points, we would say, for Rajasthan? I guess their lower middle order hasn't been tested yet because the top 3 has been so good.
I mean, Jofra's going to have to bat at 8 in this side, isn't he?
Yes.
So, I mean, Ishan pulls this one away into the crowd for 6. Good hit off Jofra's the end of...
This is interesting. So, Anurag has asked us, which CSK team on paper would you say was great? Not a single one. I think the 2013 CSK team looked great on paper.
What was their last title?
Who? Sorry? 23 one.
The 23 one. That team's incredible, isn't it? Isn't that the one where they bat to number 10?
That was 21, I think.
Oh, was it 21? Yeah.
23 was the Deshpande taking all the wickets.
Yeah, I can't explain that one, to be fair. No, I thought the 21 team was stacked, wasn't it?
21 team, it was hilarious. They batted till 10, but they still had 2 anchors open.
I mean, don't get me started with that. But I thought that is almost the dream setup, though, isn't it? The ability to have multiple bowling options and multiple batting options in the one team.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Even also, the 2013
they were very good
team,
at using their conditions, where Mumbai have never really been as good as using their conditions.
Mumbai, I think, are very good at Wankhede. I don't know if they're as good as Chennai.
No, they're good at Wankhede, but I'm saying their conditions are not... Like, Chennai is very specifically set up.
That's true. I think I agree with that.
You know, not now, but traditionally, to be a team that was going to do well at home, which means they should have made more playoffs, which allows them the chance to win more games.
So, Sriharik, do you not remember how everyone before 2018 was talking about how old CSK was and they wouldn't do well?
I think they've always
That's
been
one of those things.
They were old before they were old. Maybe not as old as early RCB.
No, I think 2013 I really liked Chennai. What was it? They had, I want to say, Morris at 9 and Ashwin at 10. And then you had Dhoni when he was still Dhoniing. They might have had Bravo at his peak. You had Albi Moko for a few games. Jadeja. Yeah, I really liked the 2013 team. Raina was at his peak as well, of course.
Andy says, does Rajasthan have the narrowest path to victory of all the contenders? I don't think they can overcome the openers failing. So I think this is interesting, but if you look at the moment, Juve Jurel and Rian Parag at, let's say they're at 3 and 4. I know it may not be, I'd be shocked if that's how it worked today. As this Paul beats leg stump and the wicketkeeper. I don't think he hit that. Did you? 100.
No, I think that was bias.
Just over 90 miles an hour. Hurt.
Oh,
that hurt
given runs.
Yeah, I mean, still not 100% sure, but it could have been. He certainly could have hit it. He backs away here ahead and then plays an awful looking shot. And
I don't know if he hit that, Jared.
Well, I still don't think he hit it, but I can see why. Also, he might have.
Oh no, he has. I think this angle he looks like he hit it.
Yeah, it looks a bit more
from the back angle. Yeah.
If that's the case, it is a drop. It certainly.
Yeah, Rob says stop dropping catches. So.
Yeah.
Wait, it's high in the air.
This one is going to be... Oh, my God. What happened to Jofra? Oh, my God.
I think he lost it. He lost the ball in the lights.
That ball went up, and Jofra ran around in circles for quite some time. And to be fair, it went so high. That is... It was a properly high catch, but Jofra completely lost it on the way up.
So Andy's question. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, are they more or less narrow than Mumbai, who need all the bowlers to perform because they're not a great batting side, right? I think they're like par or above par.
I think with Mumbai, you've got Sky, Tilak, is it Nahal?
Rohit, Drake.
No, I'm talking about in the middle. And not Nahal, the other guy.
Namandir.
Namandir.
You have Rutherford.
I hate that.
And 6 more.
6 more over the offside here. Yeah, whereas at the moment, you've got Hetmeyer, who they've just dropped, so maybe Luhan in a position he's never batted before. You've got Donovan Ferreira, who's still never made a run in the IPL, has he? I want to say.
No, I don't think he's batted yet. He hasn't needed to.
Yeah. You've got Jadeja, who I have looked at his numbers recently and is really, really struggling. And then you got Jofra at 8. I think there is an issue there, but if Luhan or Hetmeyer have a really good season, you still got 5. Your top 5 is still pretty good. So it's not just about openers.
The bowling is really good, right?
Right.
And the bowling is really good.
And then the bowling, I suppose the issue is, does Bishnoi keep bowling this hot? Right? Outside of that, the only other question you have is, there's probably going to be some games where Sandeep gets hammered, isn't there?
Yeah.
And then you've got the Tusha Deshpande thing, where they've already left him out twice, haven't they, this year?
And this version of Jofra, we know from last season, he's either none for 70 or 3 for 20, and we haven't seen the none for 70 version yet so far.
And I think a lot at the moment is going to rely on Sandeep and Tusha Deshpande bowling at the death at times. Like, they didn't bowl out Nandre and Jofra the other day. And the problem is that I think these two guys can also get hammered at the death. But that's not to say, as I said before, there are players in this team that haven't got form yet. There's a big... If that noise you just heard was Travis Head trying to hit a 12, Rian Parag has barely had to face a ball yet. Donovan Ferreira has rarely had to face a ball yet. So there's more to it. Oh, and here we have Deepak. Two trousers, Deepak.
So this is an interesting question. So Sriram has asked us, why do all-time IPL teams from the podcast seem so weak than what we would have expected? Is it because for a long time Indian talent wasn't diverse enough to churn out 7 talents per team? Yeah, there is an argument there. There's also a lot of overlap between the Indian talents. For a long time, the best Indian batters all happen to bat in the top 3.
You probably have a lot of situations where there are good players as well who maybe only played 2 or 3 seasons at the sort of KL Rahul, Robbie Uthappa type players who've played for multiple franchises, right? I would have thought. And so you don't always qualify them as a player from that franchise. Shikhar
No, I think does he mean, wait. Does he mean like, as a per team? Okay, I thought he meant like an all-time IPL team for everyone.
I think he means the podcast that you guys did.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got some very good players who might have only played like 2 or 3 years at a franchise.
That's the thing though, right? If there's like what is it, Jared? I think 13 trophies between 3 teams. Isn't that? I want to say, are we surprised that the other teams don't have great Indian talent? Because it's almost directly correlated, isn't it? How good your Indian talent is and how many trophies you win.
Sandeep Sharma is coming on. So 28 for 1 after 4 here. Kishan is on 19 off 13. And Head, a shocking 9 off 10. But he did try to whoosh one a minute ago. Keeper up at the stumps to Ishan Kishan, who pushes this to point for no run.
I think in the previous question, another good point would be that both like MI and KKR, they have one of the best scouting ecosystems going around. So they always were able to tap in the young talent early, because even if you talk about the likes of Narayans and also KKR was able to tap him in early. So he has been a massive impact for them over the years. And CSK, even though their scouting hasn't done that kind of a job, but the initial talent spotting was really good. And then the way TNPL came up for them, a lot of talent automatically that the pipeline from TNPL to IPL really worked well for them. They were able to discover certain people through that also. The likes of Ashwin kind of.
Yeah. I think the team that surprised me the most, which I actually liked, was Punjab. For some reason, their all-time team is pretty decent.
It's just their actual teams.
It's the actual teams, which is hilariously bad.
Yes. I think they just needed somebody as a leader who could actually give that calming effect.
That's a good shot.
He's hit 2 big shots here, Ishan Kishan. And Donovan Ferreira is all over this boundary line, stopping them in every different direction. He's gone one to his left, one to his right. Great feeling.
And for Abhishek also, we saw the similar kind of dismissal, the first ball dismissal that we are so used to with it. And I was listening to Hindi commentary for the last 15 minutes to kind of understand, because there's so much hue and cry about it over the internet. So I just wanted to experience it.
The Hindi commentary.
Yes, that's the only reason I got late for the watch along.
Oh, he's gone again, Ishan. This time he's like, Donovan Ferreira cannot stop this ball. I'm going to hit it harder and longer over his head.
So wait, what are what's the noise about the Hindi commentary? Is it bad?
Yes, finally, the Twitters of the world have kind of caught up with it, and they are making a lot of noise about the
counter argument. Isn't the average English commentary bad now as well?
Good question.
What's specifically wrong about the Hindi commentary? Like, what is, because, you know, you're going to be shocked to know that my Duolingo only goes so far and I can't really listen to the Hindi commentary yet.
That was the only reason I was kind of absorbing it for the last 15-20 minutes. One thing is, people generally say that they talk less about the current match, and they either would do the Star worship or they would just come in with certain random stories which had no correlation with the match.
It sounds like our watch along so far.
He's not wrong, I think. We spent, I'm pretty sure like at least 5 hours in the last 3 days have been about the animated TV shows.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Sorry, so Andy has a super chat for us. I love CSK's 2021 team. Gun openers, tons of depth and flexibility. Hazelwood, Chahar going bananas. Bravo at the death. Jadeja and Moeen Ali in the middle. That's the one thing they did have is you had Jadeja at his best batting season, right? Comfortably.
Yeah, and also him and Moeen Ali meant that neither of them had to bowl out, right? They could use them as like 5 to 6 overs, knowing that they got batting out of both of them. Also, they whacked spin, right? They had guys who could really score against spin in that side. I really liked it.
Oops, sorry. So PG back says yesterday's question: Dhoni versus spin equals Tarantino. Used to be good at using his feet. Now long innings that are too slow. Once upon a time,
there is an argument, right, that Tarantino movies were cool and are no longer cool. Right, they are your dad's movies now, right? And Dhoni was cool and is no longer cool. So I can kind of see that. And also, like, all Tarantino really did was sex up, like, old films that he had seen and make them slightly better. And Dhoni basically just sexes up Michael Bevan's career, right? Like, you can make these arguments if you want between the two of them.
I don't mind that analogy.
Yes.
Although, to be fair, Michael Bevan, very good rig, Varun. Very good rig. I don't want to get too great cricketer on this, but excellent rig.
Yeah. Speaking of rigs, no Hetmeyer. That's sad.
Oh,
is he injured?
I don't know.
He's rested apparently.
They're all rested.
Yeah.
Rested.
Yeah. Have you seen the clip where Kumail Nanjiani tries to teach Michael Bevan a stand-up comedy?
No.
The only reason I thought about that is because Michael Bevan has a great rig, and now Kumail Nanjiani has a great rig. Is it possible that Michael Bevan inspired him to get the rig, and it wasn't the Marvel gig? Just putting it out there.
Oh.
Tusha Deshpande is on, so 41 for 1 after 5.1. This is on the pads, hit high, and it's just a couple of bounces, 3 bounces into the rope. Yeah. Wasn't far away from the fielder.
So, like, what are the dimensions of this ground? Some of the boundaries look really massive. But I think when Abhishek got out, they were showing the clippings, and it was around 50 meters or 53 meters. That square boundary, not exactly a square boundary, I would say.
Is it possible? Is it possible that this pitch is just further over?
Can be, because it might be that one side of the boundary is pretty small because the pitch is a little lopsided towards one side.
1 second. Down the ground is 77.
That's massive.
And the 2 square boundaries are 63 meters.
Yeah, that's quite short.
That's why. I think that's why the cow corner becomes massive, because of the long straight.
The pocket. That's what the players call it.
Yeah, the pocket.
Some of these Indian grounds, you can actually have... They don't usually have, like England, the big squares.
Did you see that? Yeah, I think he should have gone for that catch, right?
No, I don't think he was ever going to get there. It's Ferreira, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, if anyone was going to get there, it'd be him. Some of those Indian grounds are actually set up slightly better than some grounds in other places that you can have multiple pitches, but the grounds aren't like as in the press setup is, so you can have the cameras in multiple places, but the grounds aren't wide enough to have the pitches that aren't dead in the center anyway. Whereas there are some grounds around the world you can only use like 2 of the pitches because the TV facilities don't work, right?
I think Gyanded is kind of commenting towards
the Hindi commentary.
Yeah, it's mostly Sehwag
talking about himself. But when he's talking
Shocker.
about himself, is he talking in the third person about himself? Is he saying Sehwag is talking about himself?
I was trying to kind of find certain patterns, but like it was all Navjot Sidhu, so you hardly get to find any patterns with that. So that's why I kind of gave up. So I said like it's better to join the
he's
Watchalong.
gone for
It's
it.
no point to
It's 4.
Nice.
Sunrisers Hyderabad have a power play where they're making 50 for 1 in 5.5, Jared. I've seen everything.
I think.
Well,
yes,
I mean, they might have to retire Travis Head out.
Yes. It's like the most stroke-filled 15 I've seen from him. Because he's tried almost every shot in the book, hardly getting any connections. And even in that Punjab match, like even though they scored like what 120 in 8 overs, but the ease with which Abhishek was scoring is kind of making that partnership look good. But Head, I think, was struggling in that match also.
Last ball, the power play whips this away beautifully off his pads, but there's a fielder out there and gets a single.
Oof.
Wow.
Like of all the scores in the power play, 1 for 51 would be in the lowest for me. It's either if it was 4 for 51, I'd understand it, but 1 for 51 is so low.
Nice.
Yes, and like what exactly I think is the case with Head this season, because he had an amazing Ashes, was in the form of his life, and even the World Cup, I think that Sri Lanka match he was able to do well. Couple of the matches we saw some fireworks from him, but seems like there are better plans against him in this IPL season.
It's probably just form though, isn't it? I mean, I'd be shocked if it's suddenly that everyone's found a good plan. He's like 35. Like, we've had years to find good plans. I'd say a lot of these things are about form. Teams have been trying to bowl straight to him for a long time. I still think the best place to bowl to Travis Head is probably the absolute... It's probably just above the top of off stump.
Rian Parag is bowling.
Exactly.
What? Don't they have like 93 bowlers in this side? Left-handers, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's Tim David when you need him?
If Simon Doole's on comms, I think Simon Doole's on Crickbus, otherwise he'd be talking about the boffins again.
Maybe New Zealand would win more games if they bowled off spin to left-handers. I'm just saying.
And with RR, it also makes a lot of sense because they are one franchisee which are deep into data, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's not a horrible strategy, I think, I'll be honest. It was because Ishan doesn't like it, right? At least in the World Cups or something.
So Travis Head this year, 46 off 21 and 38 off 23. I wouldn't say he's in bad form, Deepak. I'd hate to see what bad form looks like. If someone came to me and said, I don't know you're doing very well. You're only making 40 odds off 20 balls.
It's, I think, the ceiling that he has created for himself all these years.
That's
Look,
oh my God. Rian Parag bowls off spin the exact way I bowl off spin, which is dirty, disgusting, just like, it's just awful. It's awful off spin.
And because the kind of impact he had in the Ashes, I think everybody must have expected amazing things from him.
I don't know. I think if you get 40 off 20 odd
classic
every time.
test match opener thing of changing his game for test cricket and it fucked his T20 cricket?
But he pretty
might
much
have hit
played
this.
the...
No, he's out.
And he's got a wicket. Yeah.
Yes.
And the Boffins win again.
Yes.
Analytics 1, Simon Dool 0. I like how now we're just assuming he's moaning about them.
Like Travis, if you would look at his numbers this IPL, he has scored like what? 122 runs in 5 innings.
Okay. I mean, Deepak, sometimes I've never met a person who will who will look so much at the smaller sample size. Like, coming into this, he made 11, 46, 7, and 38. Like, what are we looking for here? This was a bad innings, but the other ones don't even trend in the same direction as this. This one, he just couldn't play a shot. It's possible he got hit on the hand and then stopped timing everything, because he got hit on the hand first or second ball, right?
He does.
Like, what trend are you looking for is my question here. He's not made 100 yet? Like, what?
Maybe not a 26 ball 70.
Oops,
we're so used to.
I didn't mean to bring that up, but I have brought it up now. Singer says, why do you think RCB has a good bowling lineup? Duffy and Suresh are going for leaps and bounds. Also, all their death bowling hasn't been top-notch. I don't think I said they had a great bowling lineup. I think they've got a really good new bowling lineup is what I said before, if that's what you were asking about.
I think the bowling has a high floor. I don't think they have a high ceiling, if it makes sense. But I don't mind the high floor bowling attacks.
Yeah, it's not a bad bowling attack. Have you seen the bowling attacks of the other teams?
Exactly. Like, how's that compared to KKR or SRH?
Yeah, some of these teams, I mean, there are a lot of teams in this league who have really... And then also, your bowling doesn't have to be good. Your bowling has to be good compared to your batting, right? So if you're Pakistan and you score par every time you bat, your bowling has to be way better than par, right? If you're batting and if you're batting and you could score 15% better than par, your bowling only has to be par to be good, right? Yes. That's the England when they were dominating all those one-day tournaments and should have won more tournaments than they did. Their bowling was almost never above par, but it was also never below par, and their batting was always way above par. That's what you have to be.
And among all the teams this season, like looking on the sample size that we have after 4 match each, which batting unit do you think is the best among all the teams that we have?
RCB, right?
Like, to be honest, I did a small video today. Even I've also put RCB at the top. And like the top, and then for the elite part, as we were discussing on the group also, we have RR and PBKS. But I was still wondering, like, with that, what kind of a role you expect from Virat then? Because RCB has only faltered once in this tournament, and we had a high intent Virat getting out for like 15 ball 30 in that match. And whenever he's been that anchorish kind of a player, they have done better. So, like, what exactly works the best for them? Like, Virat kind of sticking around for first 15, 16.
Are you doing the same thing again? We're using small sample sizes to worry about the team again.
No. Somebody actually asked me the question on the live yesterday. And I was just kind of trying to wrap my head around it, but I'm still not been able to come up with any rationale in it. So, that's why I'm just kind of asking.
When they're batting first, you want Virat to be high intent. And when they're chasing, you want Virat to be Virat.
Yeah.
Got to do that.
Anurag says, 3 foes in 5 innings is not bad. Come on, Jared. Deepak is right. Firstly, dickhead. Come on, Anurag. He was literally hadn't failed the 3rd time when we were having that conversation. Right? Are you on this live chat, Anurag, or not? My God. I mean, you're literally reacting to a conversation that we had beforehand. Secondly, if you want a guy to score at a strike rate of 200, right, you have to expect failures. The question isn't whether he's had is good or bad. That's what you've put in. I question whether he was out of form, right? And if in the last couple of, in 2 of his last 3 innings, he's scoring at 2 runs a ball to score 38 and 46, that's not out of form. Nicholas Puran is out of form. Josh Butler was out of form. Kagisa Rabato is out of form. That is when you are consistently putting in bad things. What has happened with Head is he hasn't had a big knock yet. So Deepak was saying he was out of form. I was saying he's not out of form. He just hasn't maximized one of his innings yet, right?
Yes.
Very different conversations. But also, don't go on about 3 failures and 5 innings when we were literally talking about 2 and 4 a minute ago. Yeah. 9 ball 11, 7 ball 8, and an 18 ball 18. And a 38 off 20, whatever it was. I just looked it up.
23.
And a 46 off whatever it was as well, right? So if you're just going to, as I said before, that's not consistent bad form. What are you missing here, Anurag? Like, literally, I cannot make this any clearer, right? Go back and have a look at players who are not going in that direction anyway. Also, you can, as Deepak and as you have said, he may not be Travis Head, but he has actually shown signs of Travis Head within this. Compare that to what Butler was doing or what Nicholas Perron was doing. Those are the players I would be concerned of. Travis Head, I wouldn't be necessarily concerned of.
Forget all of them. Heinrich Klaasen, I'm concerned.
Yeah, Heinrich Klaasen, I'm way more concerned about, right? Because it's been
did
a
he
pattern
play
for a
any?
while.
Did he play any high intent innings in this IPL yet? Heinrich Klaasen? There's nothing comes in my mind.
No, as Rob put it, he's very good at getting 30 in a firefighting situation and not very good at converting it into high intentness.
That particular knock against LSG, how would you put that? Because he came in a very precarious situation, right? So he was able to kind of bail them out of that
situation. That's what we're saying. He's very good at doing the firefighting, but he's not the same Klaasen at the fifth gear Klaasen, essentially, is what Rob was saying.
Exactly what we saw in that Punjab game also. He kind of sucked out the whole momentum from the innings.
Siddharth says, Tushadi is going to be my favourite non-VK MSD cricketer ever. That's a hell of a player to have as your favourite.
I think he's more boring now, to be honest. 2023, he was an absolute rock star.
He had 2 years where he was the funnest cricketer in the IPL.
Exactly. And even his domestic cricket was like that. He was getting more runs than the wickets, to be honest. He was doing all the firefighting for Mumbai for a good couple of seasons where he, I think, scored 100 also, right? At number 10 or something. Number 10 or number 11, if I'm not mistaken. The consistency with which he was kind of bailing Mumbai out.
That was him and Shardul,
Mumbai,
right?
India, unfair.
Shardul, Kotean, 3 of them.
Oh, sorry, guys. Is Mumbai Indians' unfair umpire advantage obvious? Discussed in detail. Every major franchise or team in the world gets better umpiring than smaller teams in the history of sport right across the line. You can find it absolutely everywhere.
Yes, and you have an Aussie here kind of insisting on that point.
Every single major franchise, every team, every favorite, every team who's expected to win gets better umpiring, right?
Yes.
Because people are humans, right? And that, you know, that the energy of those sorts of things transfer over. I have seen nothing in Mumbai's umpiring, though, that suggests that they are like, you know, getting ridiculous umpiring decisions that I would worry about. It's very rare you see that.
Last season, yes, we had one against Ishan Kishan, remember? That down the leg side.
Yeah. So you
that
okay.
was ridiculous.
So here's my question to you, Deepak. Did every other team in league get decisions like that at different times?
Yeah, definitely.
My point is, which are the ones we're going to remember? We're going to remember Mumbai's because we're already pre-programmed.
Pulled it for 6.
Yeah, it's very normal.
Ishan is in some incredible form.
I don't think so. Mumbai gets any partiality, but like Australia used to get for sure in the late 90s.
India get it now. You don't think India get preferential umpiring in major games now? My God, like of course they do. If you're expected to win,
what was the original saying? Miyadad never gets LBW in Pakistan, as I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, home teams in general get better umpiring, even when it's neutral umpires, by the way. Even in neutral situations, you get better decisions.
I think in England series in 2024, when they came to India, a lot of umpiring, line decisions went India's ways. No doubt about it. Like
it's very rare that doesn't happen, but there's not much you can do about it because that's just how humans work, right? Absolutely. You know, okay, so here's a perfect example of can the Lakers please get Mumbai Indians umpiring? The Lakers had the best foul count of any team in the NBA, and Siddharth is complaining that they don't get enough fouls. They were completely dominating the amount of fouls that they got, and he hasn't noticed that because it's his team. But when you see it independently over, and people have done heaps of research in this on multiple sports, right? The LA Lakers are always going to get a better call over the Milwaukee Bucks. Right? Mumbai Indians are always going to get a better call over the Lucknow Supergiants, right? Over a long period of time, not individually, but over a long period of time. And the other 3 things, as I said before, home teams usually get a better advantage, favorites usually get a bit better advantage, and big teams usually get a bigger advantage. So if you're all 3 of those teams, right, then you get a huge, you know, the whistle is in your favor, as they would say in some of the other sports, right?
You know, they just showed a graphic. With all said and done, Heinrich Klaasen is actually running for the orange cap this season.
Yeah, he's making runs. No one's saying he's not making runs. He's just not in. He's lost. I think Rob put it best the other day. He's lost his 5th or 6th gear.
Yes.
I think his strike rate's about. Like he made runs last year.
He's 140-ish, right?
Yeah. What was his strike rate last year? I think it was a bit higher last year.
was a 170 something.
Was it that high last year?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you, Jared. I mean, he was really good last season.
But that was still catch-up innings, though, wasn't it? He was still... I think
I can't blame him because they kept being 20 for 3 last season, so...
Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree. Last year it was a little bit different.
Exactly.
But I do think he's... I think he's... I mean,
it was 44, 173 for him last season.
What's his strike rate in the first 20 balls, like the last 2 years compared to the previous 2 years? That would be
all
the one I
T20s or IPL?
You can look at everything, actually, because we get a better sample.
I
just think he's decided to make more runs. And I don't have any issue with him doing that. Like,
I think 23.
But if he can't get his sixth gear, then he can't get to the big strike rates again.
Mid of 23 to mid of 24, like that 1 year was insane for him. He was like that. I think that was his extreme peak, I would say. Like, even his standards, he was kind of bossing around. Like that World Cup final knock, even an IPL season before that, he was in a different league altogether.
So Jared, 2023 to 2024 in the IPL, his first 20 ball strike rate was 167.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Could you please repeat the numbers?
167.
167. Yeah, I'm just checking
Massive.
last 2 seasons.
Rudra's come up with, listening to the Acquired podcast, these players feel pretty underpaid. I've been saying this for years. The Indian cricketers are the most
I mean, it was still 159 last season, Jared. It's just 124 this season before today.
Oh, okay. So it is more this year than last couple of years. I've noticed it in other leagues when I've seen him as well, though, Varun, where it just hasn't felt like he wants to go as hard as early so far. And what's interesting about that from last year, Varun, is we were saying that was partly because they're in a bad situation, and it doesn't seem to have affected as much. These players feel pretty underpaid. Is it more difficult for players' union to form in such a short league? No, because cricket is one of the first sports, I think, in the world. I think cricket might have had one of the first sort of global player unions of any sport, I believe. So there is a big, powerful cricket union in cricket. The only issue is that India, Pakistan... There is an Asian team in it. I can't remember, but one of the Asian teams might be in it. But the major teams aren't in it. And so because of that, you don't do it. But unionizing isn't very big in India, is it, Deepak?
Depends. Like, the shift has happened in last...
is that a new thing?
30 years. Yeah, 35 years. Because, look, before 1990, India was more towards the unions because they were more influenced by the Russian ideology. Now, post the fall of Berlin Wall, I think the things have changed massively. So now, having said that, we just had a very big incident today in Noida where like the unions, I think Labour Union, they have kind of torched some of the government vehicles because they were protesting for the salary hike. So it's symbolic that we're kind of talking about it today. But yes, I would say these things have come down significantly now because lot of I think decentralization of major organizations at the government level has also happened in the last few years. Like earlier, everything was more government centric, so these things were more relevant. Now, with the privatization and everything happening, I think it has changed significantly in India.
So Australian players get paid around 48% of the Cricket Australia's money, and that is because they have the strongest union in cricket.
Yeah, that's the same with football also, right? For 50% of the money goes
I think in Premier League football, isn't it like 60%? But I don't think that's about unions, isn't it? It's more about the way that the European football market works. As Heinrich gets this, that's what we're looking for. That shot and off a leg spinner.
So on the Klaasen thing, Jared, so if you look at a strike rate from 21 balls onwards, the season before and the season before that was 223. This year it's 167.
So that's what we're seeing. So we are seeing a lack of a seventh gear. So hopefully he's going to find it today. Players like him and Travis Head, you just want to see him whacking sixes because it's the most fun thing. But yeah, so just to get back to Rudra's question, that's the big difference at the moment. And the Indian players, and not just the Indian players, I should say all the IPL players, but are massively underpaid. But Indian international players have also been
13%, I want to say?
7%, I guess. With the Indian team, it's 7%. Like 7 to 9%, something.
Unknown has said 20%. I thought it was 12% in the IPL. Am I misremembering that?
IPL might be a little higher, but I'm talking about...
the back in the day, the Indian cricketers spoke to BCCI and they got it to 13% or something. I remember that.
Yeah. I don't remember it being as high as 20.
The BCCI were cheeky with it, and they don't include IPL revenue in that 13%.
Yeah.
For ICT, I don't think so. It's 13% because even the tier A contracts don't attract that kind of a money, right? Because you don't even the Virats and the.
Oh, is this the day when
this is 50?
Is this the day when Bishoy finally meets two guys he doesn't want to bowl to? He's bowled so well in this tournament so far, and he's been whacked with 2 sixes.
Well today so far, right? He got 6.
Well, when he came on, I did think to myself, do you know what? Usually I'd be worried about bringing him on, but he's bowled so well, and Klaasen hasn't been attacking bowling early on, and today they've decided in the second over to have a go at him. This is going to cause them some issues now, isn't it, with their decision making from here on in?
But
oops.
I think
sorry,
the thing is,
Byron, you do it. I press the button, and when you were doing something.
No, sorry. This is the question. What can we infer about the long-term effects of retiring from international cricket? From the careers of Puran, Bolt, Klaasen, etc. They all face slumps sometime after retiring, or is that age?
I'll come back in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I think Bolt actually bowled better in T20 cricket after he retired. So I have no issue there. I think it might be more of a concern for the batters, just from the perspective of who was I talking to the other day about this? Oh, Abhishek Janjanwala. We were talking about this of, if you want to play in the IPL, what's the closest thing to playing in the IPL, Warren? It's international cricket, right? Not all internationals have full strength sides and blah 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 blah, but it's pretty. Sometimes you're going to face better bowling attacks if you're a batter, and you're going to be in challenging situations in full stadiums and all that sort of stuff. So I can kind of see that. But honestly, I think this is probably more just to do with T20 players go up and out. If you look at Klaasen and Puran, it's under edge off Deshpande. If you look at Klaasen and Puran, they have both had periods in their careers where they haven't made many runs. And they've both had periods in their career where they make nothing but runs. So it's a bit silly to say that it's directly resulting in their retirement. How did AB de Villiers go when he retired from international cricket? Any thoughts?
It was pretty good.
How did Andre Russell go when he retired from international cricket? Any thoughts? How did Sun on the right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if this was the point, which I think you told me this, right? The older West Indian players were worried about the younger guys because they don't play red ball cricket. But Puran hasn't been playing red ball cricket for eons, and he still dominated the IPL last season. And the season, you could make an argument before this season that he's the best batter in the Impact Sub era, right? He was that good at what he was doing. So I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, so I wouldn't over-index on that, but it's one of those things. It's a bit like when we talk about keeping and captaincy and how it affects players, right? There are going to be players who are actually going to be improved by this, and there are going to be players who are going to be ruined by it, right? That's just how these things work. Overall, I'd be shocked if it had too much of an impact, but with Puran specifically, I just don't understand why he didn't play in the World Cup, because he was in a form slump anyway, and he could have played in Asian pitches coming into an IPL. Yeah, Klaasen, I think, if I'm Klaasen, I probably would have thought, I'm not in a form slump, so it doesn't matter as much. But in Puran's case, I'm like, it's actually quite a good warm-up.
So Anurag says, Hindi commentator horrendous lineup, Sehwag, Harbhajan, Sidhu, your eyes would bleed listening. The best commentator, Jatin Sapru, is not in the panel. Yeah, I remember this.
I think he said your ears will bleed listening, but I like the idea it's so bad that the blood also comes out of your eyes.
Oh, that's eyes. Sorry.
Oh, wait, big hit again from Ishant. He's really been great on this pull shot today. He just gets this over Jofra, who almost hurts himself on the fence. He might have slipped on that. I think it was his hand, but it might have been that he slipped on the covers.
See, this is why fans saying the boundary ropes are too in is nonsense already. What the hell did fans want?
Yeah. Is it supposed to rain?
Not
I only say that because the covers seem kind of out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Sorry, what was that last question and what were we talking about?
Jatin Sapru.
My ears wouldn't have any issue because I wouldn't be able to understand it anyway. I think I'm up to about 40 words of Hindi that I understand now. And one of them is Gora, which I think is also horse and white person.
So Goda is horse and Gora, I think, is white.
Yeah. I thought Duolingo was abusing me for a little while. As a beautiful shot here, up and over the offside for 4.
Yeah. So Adit has asked us, can Klaasen be replaced with Liam? I think
eventually
it's an interesting question. I think
I like this. I mentioned this today. We do a weekly show on TalkSport, Sam Allard and Abhishek, as I was saying before, and I said today they're actually not. They should never have picked Liam Livingstone, right? But if they do feel like Klaasen isn't doing the job, they can actually bring Liam Livingstone in and get him to try and do the job. But while Klaasen is making consistent runs, they're probably not going to take a punt on Livingstone, are they?
Yeah.
Maybe if it got to the end of the year and like they wanted to see going ahead, but I'd be shocked.
That's good running. They got 2.
I almost think you want to bring Livingstone in for a couple of games. Hopefully he makes like a big score in one of them and you can try and like trade him. Because they've overpaid for him and they don't need him. Geez, this Deshpande over. Question. He's been hammered, isn't he? He's gone back to being Deshpande again.
So Prabhanshu has a question for us. Why with such talent, Rohit isn't even close to it? So you can answer this, Jared. I think so. My theory is, can I
answer it after Ishan Kishan plays a one-handed
shot
slice over backward point for 4?
And the run rate is back at 10 now.
He just decided that Deshpande's coming on. I'm just going to play the most ridiculous shots available to me and hit as many boundaries as I can. Prub said, why? I don't really understand why. Oh, is he talking about in the IPL or everywhere?
I think any format, right? I think so. My thing is, I think if you look at young Virat, he was flawed, but he's flawed in a very consistent way. So you could almost see where he will go. Whereas with Rohit, I think we were talking about Vadera yesterday. Do you know how with Vadera, it's like he's slow at starting versus spin and great at hitting it later, but he's horrible versus pace both times. There's an element of that with young Rohit, if you look at it. He's a horrible starter versus spin. He's decent enough. He doesn't like starting versus pace, I want to say as well. And then he's elite versus pace when he's set, but he's not good versus spin when he's set either. So it's like, where would you bat someone like him, right? You'd almost want him to be a finishing anchor, don't you, Jared? I think with Rohit, what happens is because he's so talented, people kept pushing him to 4 and face more spin, which he was not capable of doing, which he was not equipped to do. Whereas with Virat, it's like you can tell he's always going to be an anchor, right? So there was clear patterns with him.
Klaasen has this. I mean, he hasn't got a hold of this, but this looks like the proper Klaasen again now. He's only 15 off 11, so it's not like he's setting the world on fire because Ishan's doing all the work at the other end. But again, there's no pushing the ball around. He tried to whack that.
Are we saying Sickett for Ishan, Jared? Because he looks to be in the mood to keep going now.
I think he's got the matchup, doesn't he? He's got Bishnoi at one end and Deshpande at the other. I would keep going. So, yeah, Sickett is the chance here.
Yeah.
Your
thoughts on this?
I will call the next ball as he reverse sweeps this.
Oh.
He looked like he'd never played the reverse sweep before when he played that one. Okay, so yes, were you on, was it yesterday or the day before when we were talking about Damian Martin?
I think I was on. I was listening one of the two.
We were talking about Damian Martin, right? Have a look at Rohit's record. And it's actually eerily similar to Damian Martin's in that he averages 40 in Test match and 48 in ODIs. And I think Damian Martin basically flips that, doesn't he? As Klaasen again goes for the big shot and misses. Am I right? Martin's about 47 in Tests and about 40 in ODIs, I think.
Yes, that would be correct.
Both incredibly talented natural players. And what we mean by that is they are seeing the ball earlier than everyone else. They also, their games are quite uncluttered in that they can get incredible timing. He's going to go again. And he's got
this is a Klaasen shot. Oh, that's a Klaasen shot. I think.
That's what I'm saying. It just looked like he was there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Even in the miss-hit shot, I was like, this looks like Klaasen is back. Our favorite Klaasen, I should say. The other Klaasen's been here all the time. Because of that, they make batting look a lot easier than normal human beings, Damian Martin and Rohit Sharma, right? Mm-hmm. They both took forever to come good, though. Agreed? It takes a long time for that talent to come out of them. They are not the most driven individuals from a personal milestone point of view. They're not, if you compare them to the contemporaries they grew up with, it's a good shot.
By the way, just in case anyone missed it, Jared says Rohit is selfless and Virat is selfish. Moving on, let's continue.
No, I mean driven. How did that not go for 4? That had to have hit the boundary, didn't it? If you look at the guys they grew up with, right, Ricky Ponting and Virat Kohli, I think those are guys who like really are much more naturally competitive, right, and want to win every single moment. Whereas I think there's almost there's almost more of an artistry at times between with Damien Martin and Rohit.
Is that a fault?
I still don't know. If it didn't hit the rope, it's the flukiest non-hit of the rope you'll ever see.
Fucking hell.
It's a brilliant shot by Klaasen as well.
So
they got three.
Sriram has Sriram has a question. If Rohit had opened across formats from the beginning of his career, could he have similar numbers to Kohli, if not slightly worse? So I'm just looking at his... this is just in the IPL. If you look at his first 10-ball record versus pace, he's averaging 26 at a strike rate of 98. As I was saying, terrible starter versus pace. So versus spin, he doesn't get out initially, but he's very slow versus it, which is why I'm like, what do you do with him? He's good versus pace when he's set, but he can't play it when he's starting, and he can't play hit spin any time in his career. What is his best position? Is it not just number 6 at that point?
I think the issue is, I think what we saw with Rohit is very similar to what we saw with Shane Watson, which is when they started opening, they were already in best form.
Yeah.
And so you over-index on that. I think if you threw Rohit in to open when he was young, his numbers would be worse now than what they are.
Yeah, 100% with you.
Don't think he had the game for it.
Similar pattern in ODIs, I want to say.
So I just think perhaps there was just something about them. It took longer to click, right? And when it clicked, we know how good they were. But it's also like, I had this argument with Nagaraj from Cricinfo when we were talking about my book, and he was going through the order, and he's like, you don't have Aravinda de Silva in the book, and we both know he's in the 50 best batters that we've seen. And I said, yes, but other players have outperformed him, right? So at a certain point, you have to go with the players who've outperformed him. And, you know, Aravinda is a fascinating one. So I don't go into Rohit much in the book, and I don't go into Martin much in the book. But any one of those three guys, I think you could argue that when they were absolutely in the moment that they needed to be in, and everything was working for them, they were as good as anyone else at the same time they were batting. But it took a long time to do that, and they didn't do it as consistently as other players. Whereas I think for whatever reason, some of the other guys that we've mentioned here, like, you know, Kumar, you could throw him in there as well. You know, those sorts of guys, they're much better at making runs every single day. And they did it when they were young. And then they did it, you know, further on as Klaasen's got long off up and he's just chipped this over the top. This is the kind of shot that I feel we've been missing from Klaasen, right? Yeah. Is the, I'm going to exploit the field boundaries.
I don't think he's fully back. If he's fully back, that was a 6.
That was a 6, yeah. But when he's at his absolute best, he's not just hitting sixes. It's also, he's so good at exploiting gaps in the field.
He's very intelligent.
And that's all that was.
He's not a traditional, like, blind hitter, right?
No.
Yeah, there's a thinking brain there. So, Jared, I have a fun exercise and a question for you.
Okay.
Right? So
I finally get my Klaasen back and you want to ask me nerdy questions.
Yeah, well, it's a Rohit question. So let's wait for the ball to be done and I'll ask it. Oh, and it's
such
fuller
a good
ball.
Shot. It's just for one, but it's so well played. It's such a good ball from Jofra too. Sorry, go.
So from Rohit Sharma, till 2012, what do you think his numbers in his first 20 balls versus pace are?
In IPL?
In ODI cricket. In the ODI cricket, sorry.
Until 2012, so he would have been batting, what, 5 or 6 at that stage?
Correct.
I would assume he had a lowish record at that point, didn't he? So maybe averaging around 23 at a strike rate of 75?
So in his first 20 balls versus pace till 2012, he's averaging 19.79 with a strike rate of 63.5. You cannot ask that man to open the batting, even with that record at starting versus pace.
Yeah, I just think it took him a while to bring it together.
Yeah.
I wonder what Laxman's early career. I wonder if there's something to be said for some of these guys that things come so naturally to them that some of the other parts of batting is almost, I don't want to say hard to learn, but how do you learn all the sort of grit and grind stuff of batting when you see the ball 5 minutes before everyone else does? Do you know what I mean? Like, is there something there that is just slightly different about those kinds of guys? Like, you'd have to go through, you know, Laxman would be another one that would be on my list.
I think
Mark Waugh's another one. Mark Waugh's another one with a disappointing overall career. Again. Yep.
Yeah.
David Gower.
Obvious, right?
James Vince.
He got bored, wasn't it, with Marco? That's why his record doesn't look great.
I mean, yes, but the point being is that there's a lot of those guys that look like they have more time than everyone else who never made any runs. That means they may not have all the other skills that the other players do. Like I think you can make a pretty good argument that VVS Laxman isn't that much less talented than Kumar Sangakkara. Like just raw batting talent, right? And yet, you know, I think it was Dravid who told me. It was certainly one of the Indian players who told me. Is
that a 4? Oh, wait, he hurt a shoulder?
I was going to say, he hurt something there.
Yeah.
Down on the boundary. Ishan just playing a blinder here, by the way. They are now slight favourites in this game.
Yeah, their run
rate's massive money coming in for them at the moment. And with good reason with these two. I mean, Ishan's already hammering it, and he's got someone now at the other end. That is such a good shot. Both these guys have played incredible on drives.
Done.
Oh, he missed it. Was that Bishnoi? No.
I thought that was Parag.
Is it? Yeah, it is Parag. You're right.
Yeah. And he bowls shorts again, and 4 more? 4 more.
Ishan's pull shot in this innings has been ridiculous.
And why do they keep bowling shorts at him? I feel like he's pulled everything for 6.
Also worth questioning. He's not far away from 100 here.
So I wonder if there's an analytical weakness in the last season versus pull shots now.
So the only other thing I would say then is, you know, I think a lot of those players eventually find I think David Gower had like little peaks towards his career where he just went nuts, right? Mark Waugh certainly had that. VVS certainly had that. Rohit and Damian Martin certainly had that. So maybe it's those other skills that they don't have that some of the other players have that we don't count as natural batting skills.
Yeah, agreed. Plus, it's also hard to find out how to use a young player who's clearly talented, but they're flawed in inconsistent ways. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you're just flawed versus pace, you can manage that. It's one thing if you're flawed versus spin, you can manage that. If you're flawed in certain parts of pace and certain parts of spin, that's impossible to figure out. It's why I can't figure out where the hell Nehal Vadera I should bat.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a player who never quite made it, who I think is fascinating, which is, I mentioned him briefly before, which is James Vince, right? I did a big analysis on James Vince once. And other than Sehwag, he had the highest 4 count of any player in the world in his period, right? And Sehwag's an opening batter and Sehwag, right? James Vince had no talent at getting off strike. So he either played and missed or hit a 4 and occasionally blocked in the middle, right? Is it just possible he doesn't have the ability to get off strike, right? And if he doesn't have the ability to get off strike, it doesn't matter how early he sees the ball, right? Eventually, you're going to put sweepers. You're going to stop him. Sorry, you're going to keep getting him to play the risky 4 shots with a stacked field, knowing that he's eventually going to nick one of them, right? Which is essentially what kept happening to Vince over and over again. And so I just wonder if that's what happened. You know, so we see incredibly gifted player. I remember David Gower talking about this once and being like, he goes, just because it looks easier for me, it's not easier. Right? And Mark Waugh kind of said a similar thing to me, which is, it's all well and good for you guys to say, it looks really easy for me. It feels just as hard to me as it does to anyone else. Right? And so when you see Rohit, was it Viv Richards who got obsessed with Rohit early in his career? Have the lights gone out? I thought this was a marketing, like a timeout gimmick.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's odd.
It's not though, is it?
No idea.
I think, no, because it's in the middle of the over.
Yeah, it must be. Oh, that's odd. So Content Cricket asks, young Kohli was possessed and unmatched. No one has dominated 3 formats like him. Forget Rohit. Even talents like ABD have Smith have fallen behind just because of this 5 years of peak Kohli. Yeah, 3 international formats, fair.
Yeah, I mean, AB's as good in all 3 formats, as we've talked about before, but
not in 3 international formats. I think that's
not internationally, no.
Yeah.
No, Kohli's an incredible player, but
yeah, he's
a lot of it is just everyone is really wired differently, right? Of what they want to do. And so one thing I realized writing the book is like all these batters are so motivated by different things, right? And some of them are not motivated by what we think they should be motivated by. Was that Sandeep?
Yeah.
Well, they got the lights back on. But to be honest, he probably would have wanted the lights to be off for that one.
So Andy asks, who's cricket's Ralph Samsons? I think he says Ralph Samson, incredible physical freak with skills ahead of his time, whose career was ruined by injury. Shane Bond?
Ian Bishop.
Oh, okay.
Ian Bishop for me. Ian Bishop could swing the ball in both directions, seam the ball, bowled genuinely over 90 miles an hour, was tall and was accurate.
What about Damien Fleming? I think he was also great, right? Or was it different?
He was a bit more one-dimensional. Also, Damien Fleming was probably like one of the last of the great outswing bowlers, right? So Ralph Sampson was 7'4", and along the lines of what Victor Wembanyama is doing now, but not quite at that level of freakish talent. But Ralph Sampson, for his time, was well ahead of the game, and then his body just fell apart. So Bond is interesting too. You said Bond, didn't you?
Yeah.
I have no issue. I think I could put Bond in that. I'm not sure if there's a batter you would put in that though.
No, because batters, we've seen all good batters continue.
Oh, it's Klusener, isn't it? Oh, this could be
he's
out.
got injury though. Oh wait, high in the air.
Oh my God, they ran into each other. Sandeep Sharma has taken the catch and taken a hip and shoulder to the face.
And that short ball has finally worked for them.
Yeah, exactly. They were like, no, we've got a plan. He's definitely not very good at pulling. To be honest, that was the worst of his shots by a considerable distance.
So to be fair to their analytics
why
team,
would Sandeep catch that? That had to be.
So last year, back of the length, 31 runs of 30 balls and 3 dismissals for Ishan. And 19 of 18 was the short balls.
I think he scored more than 31 runs today off the short ball. But last year he had one good innings and then batted pretty shit, didn't he? This is a completely different Ishan Kishan.
No, yeah, definitely.
God, that could have been a really bad.
That's a bit nuts, yeah.
Who was it? Was it the two? Was it Moses Enriquez and one of the Surrey players when they were playing for Surrey together that had a really bad accident? They both ended up in hospital. Of course, there's the Jason Gillespie, Steve Waugh one, which was really, really bad. I'm trying to think of some others. I've seen a lot that could have been bad. Rohit says, agree with Jared. ICC needs to have full videos on YouTube and Insta without copyright. Americans' React channels complain about low-quality pirated videos on cricket. It's ridiculous. Also, the other issue that ICC specifically have had, and I think the IPL has the same one, is they usually have a partnership with either YouTube or Facebook. And so if they have a partnership with like YouTube, they don't put anything on Facebook and vice versa. Right? So they're literally cutting out one of the ways they can even put out their own stuff.
And as you keep saying, it's not worthwhile enough with the amount of money you get for likes for highlights, right? Yeah.
It would be different also if the BCCI had the world's best YouTube page, which they could have. This is outside off stump and played miss, and they don't, right?
So Prabhanshu has...
Say what you want about cricket.
We just had this. Sorry. Yeah.
Say what you want about Cricket Australia. At least they put in with their channel now. They even hired Ro Belinda for a while.
Mm-hmm. So Razma says, in the next cycle of T20I for India, Shreyas for Sky as the captain, Bishnoi for Varun, and Jaiswal Suryavanshi as backup openers. Thoughts? I mean, yeah, maybe, I don't mind. I think it might have been yesterday, the day before, I was saying, other than Hardik Pandya, you could argue everyone in that World Cup winning top 7 could be replaced by someone else.
Which is incredible, isn't it? I think we're going to need more than 4 good games from Bishnoi. For Varun Chakravarti at the moment. But Varun Chakravarti may not be there anyway, based on his current form. But
I don't mind.
It just need a little bit longer for Bishnoi. Shreyas Sky actually makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I've also heard Rajat Patidar for Tilak, which I don't mind. Again, I think that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, you made the argument the other day that in the Indian side, it would make more sense for Tilak to come in late.
I think it makes more sense in the MI side as well, to be honest.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that. But I'm saying in the Indian side, they could do that, right?
They could. I think it depends on where you want Rajat to bat in that Indian team. If it's 3 and 4, then I'll take Rajat and Shreyas at 3 and 4 without it.
Don't you want Shreyas at 3 and Rajat at 4?
I think Shreyas, again, he can't start versus pace. That's why Punjab moved him down.
So who's your number 3 then?
I think Rajat's slightly better at starting versus pace than Shreyas is.
What about... Okay, yeah, okay.
And then if you have Shreyas and Rajat could destroy spin, right? And Shreyas is very good versus spin. Then, yeah, I would also have NKR for Dubey. And although like Dubey just keeps making runs against all odds and all statistical possibilities.
So I like having Dubey because I think he screws up the opposition team.
Mm-hmm.
I think he completely changes your plans. So but
Dubey, my argument is if you have Patidar and Shreyas, do you need Dubey at 7 or something? I don't know.
Yes, because maybe Patidar might change it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think that Dubey, with his ability to hit constant sixes off a spin that isn't great, means that how do you bowl spin to him at all? Whereas I think you could still at least try and slide some overs through against the other two.
Mm-hmm. No, I've not forgotten Ishan is the current number 3. I'm just saying any of them can, other than Hardik, can be replaced. That's my point. You could make so many different permutations and combinations of that team. Some people will have Samson. I wouldn't have Samson continuing on, I'll be honest. But yeah.
He's won his World Cup.
He's won his World Cup, man. Just move on, Sanju. Like, how many World Cups? Stop being greedy.
How many World Cups of Indian cricket?
Yeah, how many World Cups do you want, Sanju? Stop being so greedy.
Nandre Berger has come back on.
Yeah. So let's actually watch the game for some time and then we'll answer the super chats in a bit.
Klaasen has just slowed down of recent times. They did lose the wicket, and also obviously the spin has changed and everything else. I just have a look. I think that it's almost exactly a 50-50 game with Ishan out, according to the market. And expected runs, we started at 206. It's only gone up to like 212. So it's not like it's changed massively.
I think it's slowed down a bit now. I think because who came in actually? I just missed him. Is it Nitish come in?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't bowl spin to either of them now.
So that's why we've got Nandre on here.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
He's coming around the wicket to Nitish. And I'll pick up. No, just the one. It'd be interesting to see. I felt like Klaasen wanted to have a go at him. I think they might have mid-off up. I'm just trying to see if we can pick it up at the moment. And so this is where Klaasen's very good. If you bring mid-off up, he will just pepper the ball through the covers, over mid-off again and again. As we said before, very smart. He's broken some of the shackles today, but not all of the shackles. It's coming over the wicket to him. Oh, he went for the 6. That felt like it got stuck in the pitch a little bit, that one, Varun.
Was that an off-cutter? I think it looks like it.
I assume so, yeah.
Yeah. I can shake that later.
Oh.
What over is this? Oh, it's not updated yet, right?
Yeah, it must have been a cutter. It's pretty unlikely for Nandre Berger's balls not to make it to the keeper.
Oh, by the way, I tried checking the more seam movement thing. No, there hasn't been a statistically significant change. Yeah. So I don't know if it
it's a hard one to just
be. Yeah, it might just be that we might have just caught all the times they've actually gotten wickets.
Yeah. Another cutter here from Nandre Berger, and he beats him Klaasen again.
Mm-hmm. No.
So 7 runs and 1 wicket off the last 9 balls. I just realised I was about to call the same ball on a second screen.
And he's running in.
That's the one I said. And where is Long Off? Long Off is back there.
Oh,
and it's caught by Bishnoi, but he lands on the rope. So that's 6.
I thought, did he not pull it back in?
I don't think so. Oh, well, he didn't get up to run off and go pick it up, so I'm going to assume he landed on the rope. Incredibly athletic effort by Bishnoi and a good pickup, but...
Bishnoi is unbelievable, by the way. He only takes screamers or drop sitters. There's no in between with him.
I'm pretty sure he takes this, lands on the rope, and then throws it. Or he landed on the rope and dropped it. Oh, no, it went over him. He didn't take it.
Him. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the ball must have hit the fence and just bounced straight back in like he'd thrown it. It wasn't far away, though.
I'd take 9 in this over, Jared.
If you're the bowling team?
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
No.
It really does bounce back like he threw it. It's hilarious watching it again.
I thought he did throw it back in.
So we're going to have a timeout. Just interesting. Just looking at the market here. Just these last 2 overs have taken all, even with that 6, the market has just quietened a little bit on Sunrisers. Having a look at it.
So let's answer a couple of super chats, I'd say. So Prabhanshu says, Shreyas or Rohit captaincy comeback 2027 World Cup. I wouldn't change the captain now. I do think if I was giving it, I would have given it to Shreyas in the first place instead of Gill. But I don't have an issue with them giving it to Gill.
I'm assuming it will be Rohit. I can't imagine there being any change unless, you know.
No, Gill's already the ODI captain, isn't he?
I'm sorry. Sorry, what I meant was I would give it to Gill. I don't think they're going to give it to Rohit again. No. Get that right.
Assuming he's actually playing, who knows if he is with knowing. Well, I don't know what's happening with him.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I'm not. I don't even think you can be sure that Rohit is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in that situation, I don't think you can do that.
So wait, actually, before this, we'll just answer this. So Amit says Simon Jones was not the same after his injury. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Simon Jones was necessarily, like, to get back to the Ralph Sampson thing, it's not just about not being the same after your injury. It's, are you a kind of a new breed of cricketer, like a transformative cricketer who we didn't get to see the most out of? And I think if you look at Ian Bishop, most of those West Indian bowlers don't swing the ball, right?
I need to answer this question. Keep going.
Yeah, you can do it in a second. Most of those West Indian bowlers don't swing the ball, and Bishop could swing the ball. And also... he was like a combination of like almost like a non-West Indian bowler and a West Indian bowler at the same time. And imagine what you can do with someone who can bowl at 90 miles an hour and move the ball laterally in the air and off the pitch. If you go back and look at early Ian Bishop, I just don't know how you play him.
Yeah, agreed. So to answer this question, Shubman Gill in ODI cricket averages 67 at a strike rate of 96 versus spin. Not bad for a guy who can't rotate. If it said hit, Jared, I can understand it. Like rotating, all the man does is rotate strike versus everything.
Yeah, I've never thought of him as a bad rotator.
Yeah. So Andy B 2021 asks, can you build around Shreyas Iyer and Rajat for a World Cup in Australia? Yeah, because the pace game has improved, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you're still going to face a lot of spin in the middle overs, aren't you? Right?
Yeah.
So you still need guys who play. You still need guys who are going to be able to play spin. But maybe that takes out the Dubé option, though. I suppose it's a long way away, though, isn't it? That event.
Yeah, at least 2 years away.
Also, when is it? What time of the year?
It would be in 2028, right? Yeah. When was the last one? October-ish?
The last one was early in the year, and that actually made it a lot more dominated by seam, didn't it? Which sort of took everyone a bit by surprise. Yeah, October, November. Yeah, maybe you only need one of those guys. But as we said before, they got plenty of options. Heinrich Klaasen, I don't know if I've seen anyone leave more non-wides this year than Heinrich Klaasen.
What was that shot? It feels like he's played a lot of shots to only be 40 of 25, Jared.
I agree.
Yeah.
But we were asking for intent. And to be fair, I think we'd have to argue we've got the intent.
Yeah.
He's still not timing the ball as well as he does at his peak. But I'd be pretty happy with this if I was him. Compared to some of the other innings where I actually did think he struggled at times.
I think what we need to see is if he can finish well. Like, if he can go nuts.
To go back to the Rob Barron point, that's still the thing of, can we just see the multiple sixes and overs that we used to see from him?
So if you're Parag, you're spamming pace at this point, I'd say. Oh, he goes.
And if you are, you just got pulled for 6.
Good shot, Benitish there.
Desh Pandey's having a day similar to what happened to Harshal Patel. Was it last game? It just feels like every ball's got to get hit for a boundary.
Yep. Yeah, also Harshal just for some reason keeps bowling over the wickets to left-handed batters.
Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about that.
Yes, sir.
It's a good shot by Nitesh. It's funny, actually. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, we've got him as such a bad player against pace overall. But he does have the ability to just hit sixes out of nowhere. And then he gets stuck for long periods separate to that.
Yeah, also his first Test 100 was in Australia, miraculously. Yeah. So...
that was the ball that should have been whacked, by the way. That was the full toss.
Yeah.
And in the end, he's gotten away with that one.
So I was told by our team that if we share our screen with Buzzer Quick Info, it could get us in trouble.
Yeah, we can't use their screens. We have got a workaround for the scorecards, the scoreboards on the screen. It's just we haven't managed to pull it off yet, but we're very, very close. And Klaasen is out. 40 off 25. He still ended up all the same way. Making runs, but without sixth gear. He's almost taken...
He's firefighting, but he's not gone past again.
I'll say this, though. He's almost taken Rian Parik's finger with him. He hit that very, very hard. But it was caught by a cover. Yeah. I can't complain about the timing on that one, but he hasn't got it away. Yeah, we will have the scores up on the screen very, very soon. We're not far away from that. We've talked to a company, and they're doing it. It's just all these things take time.
Who's next? Aniket, isn't it? Who did they host? Do they have? They have Aniket and Salil, right? Yeah.
Salil, yeah.
Yep.
Harsh Dubey, if they want.
So Rob says time to start simulating Klaasen's innings.
Yeah. Let's have a look. So Aurora's strike rate in T20 cricket so far in his career is 191.
Yeah.
So does he come in next then? And you just
apparently
hope that
he's a pace basher, but I think they like Aniket.
Okay, I don't mind either of them coming in.
Same, I think. Oh, Salil has come in.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think they're worried about they don't want Nitisha and Aniket both versus pace, I'd imagine.
Rohit says BCCI's YouTube might give Mr. Beast a fight. No kidding. I mean, he could honestly, if it was run correctly with any thinking behind it, you could get more hits than Mr. Beast. I'm with them. Mr. Beast is more of an algorithm pilled kind of person anyway. Deepak has decided to come on and just very, very loudly open a packet of crisps.
No, it's the agarbatti.
What's that?
That's I think Varun would be able to explain you better.
Or agarbat incense, I believe.
Incense, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, don't eat that.
It just helps in kind of
smoke it.
Yeah, we talked about this content cricket of potentially dropping Tilak and Sky for Rajat and Shreyas in T20.
Yes, we talked about it yesterday also.
Yeah. Also, a lot of T20 talk. I feel like the way people are talking about the T20 team, you think they lost the World Cup or something.
No, I've lived through all this before with Australia. The same thing happened with Australia because you get to a point where winning is pretty, not inevitable, but they're about a 30 to 35% chance of winning every tournament they go in, right? And so you end up nitpicking over, how are we going to win this? Like, are we going to have Ian Harvey in the side or Andrew Simons in the side? Like, it's so important that we get the right all-rounder. It's like, we're going to win with either, guys.
We're going to win with either. Third best strike rate in the 17th over. How dare we?
Yeah, and it's and that's what you end up doing, and you're just like, oh no, like, you know, our backup option is Brad Hogg. Like, we've got to get another spinner in. It's like, we could just use Brad Hogg.
So Siddharth says somehow Indian sports cover. Sorry, Deepak, go ahead.
Yeah, just Patida versus Iyer at number 4. Like, whom would you pick? I would
pick
still
both.
say that. Like, if you have to just pick one at number 4.
In Australia, I might go Patida. I don't know.
I think Patida are sexier, but Shreyas is more reliable.
I think they're both sexy.
They are both sexy, yes.
Like, I think Rob kind of...
But if we are saying sexy, Jared, isn't Tilak sexier than both of them?
He's got the clavicular jawline, doesn't he?
I think he somehow transcended boundaries, and apparently he's on Malaysian gay Twitter for some reason. I don't know how that has happened.
Well, whoa, wait a minute. How have you not told me this? I would have written a whole article about this.
And Rob had a very good argument yesterday. He said, like, Shreyas is somebody who can give you like maybe an 80 average strike rate of 160 against spin, but like Patidar can give you 200, 220 kind of a strike rate. At maybe 40
I thought he hit
average.
this into the ground, Deepak. Did you see?
Yeah, it also.
I thought he edged it on the full and then it bounced. It's a great take by Dural because it was fast and squirted. I still
It was
can't
a full
tell.
toss. It took an edge and then it bounced and reached the keeper. This is what.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I thought.
Exactly.
I was like, I was a bit surprised, but those ones are hard.
To be honest, I didn't even take it seriously. I just thought it's a very regulation thing. Nobody's going to appeal for it.
They definitely appealed. They didn't review, though. They pulled out at the last minute. I think someone square of the wicket would have been able to see that one. It was quite an obvious one.
Yes. So, like, Rob's I think argument about Patidar and Iyer, I think it has a merit to it because Shreyas, though, obviously, as we all agree, is more consistent, more reliable. But can he give you that 220-ish kind of a strike rate regularly against?
So Shreyas will give you the volume, wouldn't he? Patidar will just give you the explosivity.
Explosivity is the correct word.
Explosivity.
It's not a real word, but it should be a word. Now I've heard it out loud. I will only be talking about explosivity. If our first Combox t-shirt, is this going to be Varun's face with explosivity?
That's it.
Needed.
But like considering the top three that India would have for any big T20 tournament, whom would you like to have at number 4? Like somebody who gives you volume or somebody who can just explore it?
So let's say if we miraculously end up with the top 3 of, what would that be? Like Abhishek, Suryavanshi and Jaiswal. I'd want Shreyas at 4.
Yeah. Because there's a very good possibility of
Yeah.
India being 10 for 3 with 3 of them. There's a very high possibility of that also happening.
But by the way, what an over by Nandre Berger that was. He just kept nailing like 90 mile an hour Yorkers there.
The over before that as well, he bowled really well with the slow ball. So he's bowled 2 really good overs in completely different ways. They didn't bowl him out the other day.
I think
Jadeja
last
hasn't
4
bowled yet, has he?
overs. Yes, in last 4 overs, they pulled things back considerably. They were like 140 for what, like 2 at the end of 13 overs. And suddenly last 4 overs, I would any day take 30 for 2, right?
Outside edge for 4.
Yes.
He just
They got to
they got
a 60% chance of winning according to the markets, Deepak, and it's gone back down to a 40%.
Yes, and surface looks little strange to me. It is a good batting deck, no doubt, but somehow the batters have found it a little difficult to. Like,
there's been a lot of mistimed shots, hasn't there? Like if you look at Head, Klaasen, and even now, outside of Ishan, who didn't mistime that many, everyone like this. There's a dirty mistime again here from Salil, who's trying to whack it everywhere.
I don't know how much I trust my model, but it says 130 for 5 is the expected runs at this point.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, it could be very well wrong, but who knows?
Yeah, it hasn't looked like a very true surface, to be honest. Like I would not rate it as a road.
What would the score be if they hadn't kept bowling shorts at Ishan Kishan? Is what I want to see in your model.
And they were kind of feeding him into his body. This is where he likes it. Like the first time they went wide and he was able to like loft it into the hands of the bowler.
Nitesh has done it again. As I said before, he's just all he does is do dots and then just out of nowhere against the quicks, he's just like, now I'm going to hit a 6.
Yeah.
It's a great method. I'm really enjoying it.
I really like Nitish, I think, in white ball cricket.
I think the lad has a lot of potential, to be honest. Just need to give him some time and some exposure.
So, Jared, you like this. So, what we thought was short wasn't actually completely short. It's 9 to 10 meters, so which is just back of the length. Ishan made 28 of 9 balls today. You're very close when you said
that is short.
He nearly,
that is short, though.
No, 8 to 10 meters is back of the length. 10 plus
back
meters
of a length
short.
is short though. Anything.
No, back of the length
over...
is back of the length. The short is short.
No. So there's two different ways of looking at it, right? There is bouncer length, which is short. Back of a length is a short length, right? So you've got full, you've got length, and then you've got back of a length. Back of a length is where into the pitch is the best way of putting it if you want to be really, really technical. So if you can play a
hard
pull
length,
shot,
if you want to call it.
Yeah, if you can play a pull shot off it, it's short, right? It's just not a bouncer. But yeah.
So it was 28 of 9 of it.
Yeah.
Somehow I think like if like the typical back of
Was
the
it going
lane-
again? Another one.
No, it's a highlight.
Oh, thank Christ for that. Is it?
But
yeah,
he
2
was able
sixes
to
a
hit
dot,
back-to-back
and they're
sixes.
showing highlights. Yeah.
2 6s a dot. Oh my God.
Wide, has to be wide for sure.
I just love how, like, after all of the Jadeja's gone back to being
I
a bits
think
and pieces
it's
player
worth
for
a
Rajasthan.
review, I guess. He's gone for it. It was worth a review.
Yeah.
Surely a wide for me.
Yes. Yeah, don't you guys find that funny? Like, after all this time, like, he was an all-rounder for Chennai and he's gone back to being bits and pieces for Rajasthan.
Who's this?
Jadeja?
Yeah.
I think he's only bought 2 overs a game or something.
I thought
And
he
to be
did
honest,
his
and he
best,
has-
though. He only bowled around 3 overs a game. I don't think he was ever a 4 overs automatic guy.
Until unless you would get a typical Chennai surface.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
The ball is gripping.
And right-handers.
turning.
Because that's why they had
Yes.
Mo in, right? That was part of the plan, was they could chop and
Yes.
change them.
Also, a fair point
Like-
from Ankur.
And also, he hasn't kind of bowled that badly in this tournament, I would say. Like, every time Jadeja has come in, he's been able to do his job pretty silently. So, like, it's not like that he's been whacked all over the ground. So,
No.
Yeah. So we have a good comment, by the way, from Siddharth, who says, somehow Indian sports coverage makes your ears bleed. American ones make your brain bleed. And Combox doesn't make you bleed. I know my choice, boys. I don't know,
wanna
man.
know which
Yesterday's
one
game
makes
did make
his-
my ears, eyes, and head bleed, so...
I want to know which one makes his nose or anus bleed.
How do you go from nose to anus, then? What's the correlation?
that-
What's
How
the
can you
surely
not go from... No, they did review the wide, Deepak.
Yeah.
yeah. They should have, because it clearly looked like it was wide.
He went from nose to anus.
Is he the Evan Galbis of this team, though, Andy? I think in the Indian team, I can see it.
He kind of is Evan Goldbusing a little bit, though, in this side, because he's making them feel like they're batting as... Where is
But he's batting
Jadeja's
at
batting at
7.
7, though, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, in the Indian team, in the Champions Trophy, your team is batting at 8. I can understand that. In the 2024
Is-
World Cup
Is
T20,
Mohammad
was 8.
Shami the worst Evan Goldbus we've ever seen?
But he's been batting brilliantly, though.
I'm trying to think. Who was the guy? England.
Yes.
England had a test match where, like... no, was it Devon Malcolm or someone batted at number 8? England definitely had a test match in the 90s where someone who should not have batted at number 8 was at number 8. And it haunted them for years. So much so that they started picking shitter bowlers just so they could have someone at number 8 who could hold a bat.
David Malcolm also kind of had a very strange kind of a career, right? Like, I've not watched them live because
And it's a
obviously
full toss, and is that 6 more?
Yeah, another one.
Yeah, 2 days in a row this has happened to me now. Jinx people on the opposite direction. Literally, it was hilarious yesterday, Jared. I'd say Suyash can't bowl to left-handers and he gets 2 left-handers out in 5 balls. Yeah, I've taken Behram's powers officially.
but I was expecting him to do well because, to be honest, his googly should work for somebody like... I think Culton has kind of messed it up post that semi-finals when he got out to McConkey while playing that square cut. Post that, I've not seen him play anything on the offside. He's kind of dragging everything to the leg side.
Last 15 balls, 33 runs and 1 wicket. So they're starting to pull it back. They could still make 225 here.
Yeah, but
maybe.
obviously, I don't think so. It's
That
as
was just
true as the
Jofra
surface
over,
as...
though.
Yes.
Oh, Salil is now playing 4 ready, which is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Makes sense also because it gives an impression that this is kind of a surface where you need some time to get your eye in.
So, Bharat says American soccer comms makes everything bleed. I can't imagine they understand football that well.
I think they try and commentate it in a sort of South American, Mexican, Central American style. Because I reckon I've heard American football commentary before, and I've thought to myself, that's kind of a little bit weird.
Go, 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 go!
Yeah, there's a lot of... which is very different than how kind of England has done it.
Usually, like, the Americanness of Americans doesn't bother me till it gets too American, and then it starts annoying me. And he's coming in.
This is where I think Reddy against genuine pace. This is just one, I think, major issue with his batting. Like,
he's out.
Something.
Oh, good edge, did he? I didn't see that either.
He's out. Wow, no, I'm same. He just looks so nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So okay, I've got some
he's
good
bad
ones
versus
for you.
pace. Yay.
I think against spin and against medium pace, he's insanely good, but against genuine pace, maybe there's something. This certain evolution about his batting is yet to come, I would say.
All right, so England in the 90s have some wild number 8s, right? Andy Caddick. Caddick's career test at batting average was 10, and he batted at number 8 in, God, how many test matches is this? In 12 test matches, he batted at number 8 with a career average of 10. that is got to be the anti-Goldbus in Test cricket. Darren Goff, what was his Test batting average? 12. He batted at number 8 for another 10 matches.
Oh,
and Angus Fraser, who I think could hold. No, oh my God, Angus Fraser might have us beat here. Half volley smashed down the ground by Aniket for 1. Angus Fraser also batted at number 8. His Test average, guys, was 7.46. So that means they had about 30 test matches in the 90s, England, where they had Andy Caddick, Darren Goff, or Angus Fraser batting at number 8. No wonder they were so desperate to get Dean Headley and Alex Tudor and Chris Lewis in the side.
But Chris Lewis was a decent bat, right?
Yeah. He could bat. De Freitas, Dominic Cork, they had a couple of number 8s occasionally. I thought he edged that one. He didn't.
Nope. This is a good bowling, Bajofra.
Some amazing bowling. And to be honest, this is where I think SRS today has kind of messed up their entry point with Salil. Because no doubt, he's a better pace hitter looking at the domestic record. But Aniket is in a better form this tournament. So he's been... In fact, I think that this season he's even improved his pace hitting. So... Yes. I just couldn't understand why they persisted with Salil this time around, because Aniket is, I think, kind of getting good starts. He's been hitting the ball really well. He did that against RCB. He did that in the last match also.
Salil, this is a sliced across this, and it just ends over long off for 6.
Now I have kind of reverse jinxed it. So the reverse jinx from me now.
So just to answer Sartik, who says, Will Jacks batted at 8 just this year. Okay, so the point being that a lot of this comes from England having these issues over it. I just looked at Dean Headley, who I thought could hold a bat. He averages 8 in Test cricket as well. So they went from literally the worst number 8 position in the history of the game to like one of the best number 8s we've seen.
But then... from a number 8 perspective, you need to, in a Test cricket, you have to have a proper bowler also at number 8, right?
So, are you saying Will Jacks is not a proper off spinner?
Are you saying Nitish Kumar Reddy is not a proper number 8?
I think with India, the things are a little different. So they basically use
worse.
3 bowlers. They actually use 3 different bowlers to kind of combine them into number 4. Bowler for them, so it'll be 9, 10, 11, and then...
To be fair, that's what England do as well, though, isn't it? It's Ben Stokes and Will Jacks. Yeah, it very rarely works.
Yes,
it's very hard to be good at bowling. The idea that you have 3 guys bowling who are all going to average 35 to 45 is not going to make you have more wickets.
Definitely. So this is where I felt that India with a fourth proper bowler in that England series would have maybe tilted the whole balance in their favor. Like, I've still not been able to kind of wrap around my head around that particular part, like how much extra the number 8 batter gave versus the inability to get the teams out. Because
it's always bowling.
It's also the whole number 8 thing. I think, like, I get it, but like the West Indies were great, and their number 8 was Malcolm Marshall, who averaged about 16, and Ian Bishop, who averaged about 16. I could be wrong, maybe slightly more and slightly less, right? But it didn't matter because they bowled you out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so if you're lucky enough to have Mitchell Starc or Shane Warne or, Anil Kumble, right, you take that, but you have to. The only way to win Test matches is to take 20 wickets. So
exactly.
I think if you're not thinking about that first, you're automatically starting it from the wrong perspective.
And look at
that's
just amazing shot.
Just hammer covers.
The fact that England in that series almost managed to chase 370 plus scores twice, right? So that's massive. And Headingley with the fourth proper bowler, I think it could have been a very different ball game altogether for India. Like,
plus, as I said before, if your number 8 runs are necessary and not a bonus, then the issue is with your top 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And to be honest, in that Headingley Test match, we had a collapse in both the innings, right? So number 7, 8 didn't even count for much.
Well, so the other thing is, I think eventually what happens is if you put like Will Jacks or Nitesh Kumar in that position, you end up with what I would call the Moeen Ali issue, right? So when Moeen Ali was batting at 7 and 8, I remember him having conversations with people going, what do I do? How do I bat? Like, what am I trying to attack? Am I like hanging around with the batters? And he didn't know what to do because he batted number 3 his whole life, right?
Yes.
Number 8 isn't even a batting position.
Exactly.
I have seen so many people in my life who just bat to their batting position because they like a number 3 bats like this and a number 7 bats like this. Oh, it could be run out.
What just happened there?
What happened there was that Salil started to run in front of Tushar Deshpande and then realized that you're not allowed to run between the bowler and the stumps anymore. And he ran away. And then Deshpande didn't throw at the stumps anyway.
Yeah, he's like, I can't be asked. I'm not going to hit it anyway.
Because he could have run him out by meters. That's so bizarre.
I mean, the other thing, Sriram, that they could do is if you trust Washington and Jadeja's batting enough, have Washington at 6 and Jadeja at 7 and go 4 paces.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is what they should have done in that English series, to be honest. And that would have changed the whole complexion of the series for India, to be honest.
It's also very, very hard to use 6 bowlers.
Extremely. Impossible.
And Gill is horrible at it. Like, he's this with GT.
Yes.
I don't think there's ever a good captain that is good at it. It's just not an easy thing to do in Test cricket because someone always ends up not being bowled, right?
And Rohit struggled with that in BGT. He was all over the place in BGT. He was not able to handle 6 bowlers at all. Like, there were matches like a couple of the bowlers would go unnoticed.
Yeah. I've never seen a captain who's good at it because what happens is the bowlers don't get any rhythm, right? They don't feel like they're ever bowling.
Yes.
And then you end up with like a Bumrah or, an Ashwin or a Jadeja who you over bowl, right? Because they're just so good. And so it just saps more overs out of everyone else. So even your second and your third bowlers don't feel like they're bowling sometimes.
And the Guwahati Test match against South Africa, India actually kind of bossed the day one. I think, I would not say bossed exactly, but they were at least in the driver's seat. Like, South Africa was like 240, 250 for 6.
Just one second. Why is there a wicket here?
Run out.
Oh, it was a run out. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't even see the camera. The footage I was showing showed the ball in the wicketkeeper's glove and then just went to something else.
I thought they were reviewing a wide for a second.
Yeah, and then next thing it said wicket on the screen. I was like, well, how was there a wicket? But yeah, what's happened is it's a wide Yorker. It was given a wide. Aniket sprints down the other end, but Salil had lost balance. I'm not sure there was ever a run there anyway, if we're being honest.
Yeah, exactly.
And this time, Deshpande aimed at the stumps and threw the ball.
Yes. So coming back to that point, like on day 2, Rishabh Pant couldn't even handle the ball as well because he had to rotate them with so many resources, and nobody got a spell. I think more than the spell of 5 overs at max. And there was hardly any rhythm for the spinners, and even the Muthuswamis of the world were able to score runs for fun.
Another wide here. So
this is my least favorite thing. Okay.
I was going to say, are we up to a point now where in the last 4 overs of an innings, wide should count for double? If you're just going to bowl them on purpose, I'm sorry, no.
That's a
very do the no ball thing. Like if you bowl 4 wides in an over, you have to go off.
In fact, this is something, Jared, we can recommend to some of the other leagues of the world where they're kind of willing to shorten the length of the game.
I don't think so. IPL even some of these overs are going forever.
Yes.
And who wants to see it? You're not even. You can't. You almost don't get a wicket off these balls, and you almost don't get any runs off them. It's a stalemate.
Yes. So last 7 overs, 74-4. Will you take it?
I mean, the projected score was always around 212, wasn't it? I don't know if it got that much higher. So they've ended up roughly with the score that we thought they would. I'm not sure they've got it in the most prettiest way all the time, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think RR should be favorites, right? If this pitch is anything that isn't bowling friendly.
I think it'll be a little difficult to kind of come up with that kind of shot making on this surface.
Oh, you can do a shot off this one because it was a full toss on the knees.
So they're only 56%, Jared.
Who are?
Rajasthan.
Yeah, it's pretty even. It's been pretty even all day, though, hasn't it? Outside of the early wickets, it's been between 40 and 60%, kind of.
I'm surprised the market's underrated Rajasthan that much.
Yeah.
I think that particular shot would have at least made it 48-52, I guess, because...
well, the expected runs off the last ball is 2 anyway, isn't it? So it's not going to change the overall rate all that much. If you hit 2 or 3 sixes in the last over, that's when you start to change a little bit. Prit says Shreyas would ace chasers a lot better than Patadar. That's talking about in Australia. I don't necessarily disagree with that. Gaji says Varun and Deepak having PTSD from yesterday's game. Also, also true.
Not enough massages today. That's our issue.
So this innings from Sunrisers, they've ended up with 216, and a vast majority of those came from Ishan Kishan's 91. Played 80% of those runs came from the pull shot, if my made-up numbers are anything to go by. They got little solid knocks from Heinrich Klaasen, 40 off 26, Nitesh Kumar, 28 off 13, and then Salil with that 6 at the end moved up to 24 off 13 as well. Nandre Berger was my pick of the bowl. Somehow didn't get a wicket again. He doesn't seem to ever get wickets, and no one ever seems to hit him.
I mean, the good thing for SRH is Travis Sheikh was shit, and they made 216.
Got to take that.
Yes.
You got to take
and
that.
And Klaasen's not in full form.
Bishnoi got a little bit of tap, but he was going up against Klaasen and Ishan Kishan at that point. And Jofra bowled well at times. Tushar Deshpande and Sandeep Sharma went for 13s. So the bulk of the runs were off those bowlers. We'll be back in 10 minutes time for more of this exact thing. This is what we'll be doing in 10 minutes time.
Hopefully Barron is in for the second innings.
Rob Barron what more do you need?
Yes.
Deepak's trousers, Varun's massages, explosivity, and Rob Barron. Did I get your new word right? I don't even think I got your new word right.
I don't think I got it right.
We'll see you in a minute. Cricket has never finished at the close of play. It lives in the arguments, the memories, the comment sections. Cricket makes you talk. Combox is entering that chat.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode where we are picking an IPL all-time 11. You're watching Combox Live where the game lives on. And I have with me Varun Alvakonda and Tirumala Setti Suman, who so far, whichever name Rob has chosen has actually not made it to the team. So I don't know whether Suman will make it or not. Maybe this will be the exception. So we are picking an all-time 11 of Sunrise Hyderabad, but it's not just Sunrisers Hyderabad. It also includes not Delhi Capitals, but Deccan Chargers, who might still have the best IPL theme song of all time, which was "Go the Chargers, Go the Chargers, Go."
Can you sing the whole thing, please?
Go, Deccan Chargers, go, go,
Can I?
go.
Yes. So because essentially what happened is, although the ownership changed, the team remained the same and the name changed and all that. So it was sort of like a Delhi Daredevils to Delhi Capitals situation, which is why we have decided to include the Deccan Chargers records for this. So we have a full 18 season record to choose from. Same rules apply as before. We are picking a team of 11 with a 12th man, no impact sub, maximum 4 overseas guys allowed. And I think all three of us have had a lot of trouble with research for this team because we actually don't know who to pick. So this is going to be a doozy. And the pick order is going to be Varun, Saurabh, Rob, and we'll go in a snake style draft. And yeah, I think that about does it for intro. We should just get right down to it. And Varun, hit us with your first pick and make it rogue.
No, I was just thinking, like the only thing more terrifying than Rob getting the first pick is him getting 2 picks in a row. Like I don't know what he will do here.
So
whatever you do, there are plans.
So once I did my research on the team, I decided that Rob needs to have 2 picks in a row. So I hit the randomized generator twice to ensure that Rob comes third.
Okay. So let me start us with some level of sensibility before we go crazy. I'll take David Warner as the first pick.
Okay.
Damn it.
Who should be in all our teams.
he was in all. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, he was so good for Sunrisers, right? There's a lot of seasons he carries him. And we were just talking about this in other pod. Him in 2016, how good was he? Again, I don't know if this is unpopular on the internet or not. The best batting season ever. At least the best batting season in that season. Right? It's crazy. Like, I think it's...
Yeah.
Because it's just the run he goes on towards the end, right?
The best batting season ever is still Chris Gayle, I think, 2011.
Yeah. But, no, he's the best batter in 2016. That's what I was thinking of.
Right. Yeah. So for all of you who didn't get that, Varun Alvakonda says David Warner's 2016 was better than Virat Kohli's 2016. The 2016 in which Virat Kohli got 973 runs and 4 centuries. I'm just putting that out as a public service.
This isn't as good. I still think the best thing I saw from 2016 is Kartikeya saying Kunal in 2016 was better than Virat in 2016. I love it.
What?
No, I think he was also said Livingston in 2025 was better than Virat in 2025. I love him. I love him on Twitter, man. He's so good for it.
That's a take. Yeah. That's a take.
But yeah, I think Warner is such a safe first pick. And I think I'm a bit terrified about how this pod is going to go. So I'm going to start us off with a nice open goal there. Right? He wins SRH and IPL trophy.
Yeah. So I have next pick. I was thinking I'll also go for an open goal purely because I want there to be as much chaos as possible for Rob to wreck on this because I don't know who to pick after that, after the first few picks, which is why I'll go Rashid Khan, who was also an automatic pick, I assume, for everyone in this team.
Yes.
Yeah. He... close to being, possibly their best or one of their 2 best bowlers of all time for Sunrisers. They picked him when he was, not the Rashid Khan that he became later. So that props to them and their scouting team. We talk a lot about Mumbai's scouting team, but that was really impressive by Sunrisers to pick Rashid at the time that they did. And he has... I don't even know what his stats are anymore because I lost them. But he was obviously amazing for them.
Yeah, the highest on impact for them.
Highest impact for them, right? Yeah. So
he got 93 wickets in 76 runs at an economy of 6.33. So he was kind of always good.
Mental. Yeah.
Like they're nonsense, aren't they? Like, and that's in an era where there are a lot of people getting whacked, and he's basically a run and over better than everybody else that was doing his job.
The single worst decision I think I've ever seen is retaining Kane Williamson and letting Rashid Khan go.
Yeah, of course it is.
I still can't wrap my head around that. Like, yeah, that is actually the single worst retention decisions. There have been
I
some
can
bad
at least
ones,
understand not retaining Warner because Warner was getting old, so I can give them that. But not retaining Rashid Khan was actually crazy.
They could have had him as, and I think it was because they said, we're not going to make you captain, but we'll try and get you anyway. And he was like, absolutely not then, I'm off. If you're going to make Kane Williamson, who was like one of my least favourite things about the IPL is that Kane Williamson has won an orange cap. That really makes me angry. That you're allowed to. I mean, obviously, you know, Callis's career, I've managed to, after therapy, have removed from my brain, so I can't remember him ever playing. But like for Kane Williamson to do it, like in the modern age, to stink the place out and still get away with being made captain ahead of Rashid Khan, now that's full joke. Like when you said, Saurav, that they made a great decision getting hold of him, they made a much worse one getting rid of it.
That's true. That's fair.
Mad,
to be fair, Kane Williamson, the year he won the orange cap, he was actually good for them. He was that's like the most crushing year
in his voice
in the history.
It's written into Kane Williamson's contract, a bit like Callis, that you're not allowed to have third man up, so he just scores, you know, 1 run every single ball. And if you don't put a third man there at all, then he scores 4. It's just depressing. I just don't like him as a T20 player. And these are guys that are unbelievably good at cricket, but there is no room for how they play in T20s. Yet successions of so-called think tanks thought it would be a good idea to build teams around them. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, you have 2 picks, Rob.
We love the game, but we love the stories. Fans have stories. Former players have stories. Journalists have stories as well. Combox brings them all together. The game lives on.
रोगे तो ऐसा नहीं है कि दूसरा बंदा is okay with it. और पता है क्या सर एक सिग्नल
Deepak is having a phone call on our live. Robbie is going to be so happy that finally someone else did something as stupid as Robbie had done. I'm still not sure Deepak knew he was on, by the way.
I think that was only Flans again.
Only Flans. Jared is here. Rob is here. The endearing oaf, I think someone called him a moment ago in the comments.
Thanks, Mum.
Warren's here. You missed Deepak coming in the middle of a phone call, not knowing that he was on that he was on live.
Did he do a Robbie?
He did do a Robbie. Okay. Rudra says we should have wide calls stand as is, third umpires review retroactively, add remove runs later, like NBA 3-point reviews, final over review on the spot. I don't know if that works. I was saying, Rob, I think in the last over, if people are just going to bowl hours of wides, or even in the death, we should just make wides 2 runs.
Yeah, I quite like it. I quite like that, actually.
I mean, maybe there's a better way of doing it, but just in the short term, we just can't have these 13, 14 ball overs where no one can hit a ball anyway, and it still goes for 10 or 12.
I utterly hate the reviews, the wide reviews.
I love the reviews. I just think they take too long and they're not done very well. We can almost see Varun's face at the moment. Maybe you could have your hat even lower, Varun. Rob, thoughts on the game so far?
A bit weird. Like they did the runs in the bit where I didn't think they would do the runs. Really.
Yeah, I can see that.
They didn't do the runs at the start because Travis Head can't see the ball. Maybe. Like, what's up with him?
Well,
you die a hitter or live long enough to become an anchor.
He was 18 for 3 off 18.
Yeah, we were talking about it on air. Of like, it's unfair to call him out of form as well, Rob, because in the middle of this, he's hit 2 40s off 20 odd balls. So like, he either makes nothing or he gets a really good start and goes out. It's not like this is not a Puran situation, is it?
No, and we now have Klaasen doing the exact same innings every single time, which I don't really like. Like he just
I thought today it looked like he was going to go better.
Klaasen has been
didn't happen.
Klaasen has been 40 of 33. Today was an upgrade.
Well, because he hit the early six, didn't he? He got the six off his ninth ball, and you think, here we go. Maybe.
Is it worth telling Deepak that he just had a phone call live on air to 1,000 different people streamed?
No, because my mic was off.
It was not off.
Yes, it was off.
Rob, was his mic off?
No, I heard every word, and
I could hear the other person and you talking.
I put the transcript on the live as well, so we all saw it and we've all heard it. But those things that you said about me, we can pick up after the show. We won't discuss.
Really insulted Rob there, Deepak.
Yes, I did.
No, so now at least Robbie is not the only one who's had a phone call live on a watch-along. It did look like he was going to break through, but I'm with you, Rob. Like, somehow they managed to score over 200, despite the fact that they didn't kick on when we thought they were going to kick on, and the openers, one of them was completely stuck and the other one went first ball. Like, it's a weird innings, right?
And how is Jofra doing the same thing every time? Like, more than half of his balls were dots. Wicket first ball, gets the most dangerous guy out, and he goes for 37 runs. Like, he seems to do that every time as well. It's very strange. I thought Berger bowled really well, and Sandeep and they were rubbish. But
Jofra's last over was good. He was kind of nailing those back of the length, outside off stump, on pace deliveries really well.
Yeah, and then last ball, massive, great big six. That's the thing with Jofra at the moment. It's sort of like it's three.
To be fair, I think I preferred this over what he was doing last season, which was either none for 70 or 3 for 20. This at least is like 1 for 37 I can handle consistently.
Yeah. Anyway, we
Makes
get to
sense.
now. Here we go.
Rob, is the old Tushar back, by the way?
Well, he is, isn't he? The Deshpande
So they have Saqib Hussain now today.
Who the hell is Saqib Hussain? I'm going to check.
So he's the guy from Bihar and clocks 150 plus. He was the net bowler with KKR for a couple of seasons. And a lot of things were written about him that he's damn
again, insanely good jawline as well.
Can I just say as well, there are a lot of teams who have persevered with their big name players. It's fascinating that Sunrisers have dropped Harshal Patel twice this season.
Yes.
Yeah, he can't be happy.
And they have now
first one is guided down
also
to third for one.
So he's also a good prospect, Praful Henge.
Henge, who is bowling. Henge played in the last game. I don't know if I have any notes on him from the last game.
I don't think so.
I don't think he did. No, Unadkar and Harshal both played last game.
No, that's right. He was on the impact list. He didn't come in, did he?
Yeah.
They said he was going to play.
And he is the one who got recommended by Unadkar. So Unadkar was the one who kind of pushed his name.
Oops.
Oops.
This is only his second ever T20 game.
Yes.
Now look what's going to happen.
But he has a mean bouncer also and a good Yorker.
Bang! He's got his first ball.
That's all we needed. Was another debutant to come in. Maybe he's 12. Straight up in the air. And Suryavanchi's gone.
Did I see that he has a good short ball?
To be honest, it wasn't that short though, was it? It's kind of back of a length. Yeah.
But it actually hurries onto the batter.
It does, yeah.
He has the ability to surprise the batters.
Now, based on what the comments we got before, this means that Suryavanchi's finished, right?
What do we do now? Now what do we do? Maybe he is real.
All right, boys. And that's the end of Combox Watch Along. Rob and I will be leaving.
I can tell you this, Rob, if I'm not mistaken, they had a 48% chance of winning, which is that was a 14% swing for one wicket. Wait, it's still swinging.
He's such a big wicket now, isn't he?
16% swing?
I think he's the biggest wicket in the competition, and I'm quite right too. Because if you don't get him out, they've scored 90 off the power play, and you're done. What do we do now? I didn't plan for this. I don't understand.
Yeah.
This is one area where I think a lot of teams are not going to target him because you need some express pace. You cannot hurry him with 130s kind of a bowler. Like somebody who has a mean back of the length ball, somebody like Jofra Archer, maybe like Ashok Kumar early on.
Are you saying Jasprit Bumrah and Josh Hazelwood couldn't bowl to him?
To be honest, Hazelwood was coming back from injury. He was not hitting his straps.
Okay.
And Bumrah of the last match where he was kind of pushing it to 140 would have surprised him with that length. Earlier, Bumrah was bowling more within himself, so he was kind of floating it up. Not like I didn't see him putting his body behind the ball in first 3 matches the way he was doing it yesterday. To be honest, there was a stark difference in his pace also. I think in the last over he touched 145 if my memory serves me well. So that was the difference. You really need to surprise him with some pace.
By the way, Bayram's put a good comment up here. It says, Vibert chose this
to
fail again.
Oh my god. Today we'll find out how good the middle order is, I guess.
Wales' trousers. Well, even if you're batting Andre 4, he's batting in the first over.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where Luhan bats, he's still opening.
I think Parag is in next night. Right? Parag now, I'd imagine.
You'd send Luhan in next, wouldn't you?
Deshpande should bat now.
I think no idea.
You have to send your opener
Would you send
in now,
Jaddu?
Varun, don't you? Varun, can you just move slightly back further from your mic? It seems to be in your mouth a little bit.
Oops.
I didn't mean sexually, although.
Yes, you did.
He always does, yeah.
He always does that.
Yeah.
Boy.
What have I told you? You could spit but never swallow your microphone. But I think you have to send Luhan in because he's the opener, right? And
Yeah, exactly.
it's opening.
He is in.
He should be in.
He's
He
in.
should be in.
Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. I would have sent him in ahead of Jarrell, not because Jarrell's not been batting well, just because I don't want Jarrell in for the 3rd or 4th ball of the innings.
I would have sent him out. I was going to say it, but then they took the wicket. I would have sent him out number 3 and said, "You're opening." Just imagine that. Just do what you normally do. Now
you're opening. You were just at the other end from off the field.
Like, to be fair, the kind of form Jurel is in, I doubt they would have done that.
No, I can see why they didn't do it, but I'm just saying if you're going to bring in an opener and lose a wicket on the second ball, Deepak, and your plan was to bat the opener at 4 and 5, surely you change that plan. Anyway, Henge looks good, guys.
He's pacey. He's 140 plus kind of a bowler.
Oh, nearly got him. Oh my god.
And he impressed everybody in the intra-squad matches also.
Jesus.
They should have sent in Parag.
I just like how SRH basically if all of our bowlers are getting smashed, we might as well choose new bowlers to be smashed. And then it's worked out well for them.
Actually, they needed pace up front. They needed somebody with 140 plus. Because there was so much, I would say...
What, you're saying opening with Nitesh wasn't working?
Yeah, they had a little bit of sameness
All
to
opening
their
with
bowling.
Nitesh,
Almost
Harshal
everybody...
and Jay, they were not cut.
Yes. Everybody bowling
shot
at...
that is.
Luhan,
he's out! He's out! Oh my god! What a first over this is!
What a
Oh my god!
man!
And he just clipped that straight to backward square leg. The shot was on, and that was the worst wicket of the 3, to be fair. And he's just got that on the pads and helped it away, but straight to the fielder. So Luhan Ptorius, the baby-faced assassin from South Africa, has faced 2 balls in his IPL career and is yet to score.
Any equivalent
1 for 3.
Of
That's a scorecard that makes sense in Australia or in England.
Fucking hell.
Like any equivalent of that comes to mind, any league, anything. I think Naseem Shah, if I'm not mistaken, had this kind of a debut in BBL last year or maybe a year back.
Oh, I can't remember.
What about Booby's debut?
Spencer Johnson? Didn't Spencer Johnson have a good first game somewhere?
What is happening here?
Naseem Shah, I think he took 3 wickets in 1 over, if I'm not mistaken, in BBL. I think some of the people in the comment section might be able to give some insights on that.
I'm sure it's happened before. I mean, taking 3 wickets in an over is not,
No. In a debut match. This is
it's the first time in IPL that's ever happened.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure. I cannot recall any such instance in IPL, but BBL, I think Naseem Shah did that.
Yeah, but Naseem Shah would have already played for Pakistan by then.
Exactly.
It's not really his debut. This kid's playing his second game. Mind you, his bowling average is pretty good because I think he took 1 for 25 in his first game.
Oh,
what the hell is happening here? I don't understand what's happening. They're normally 20 for none by now. They're 1 for 3.
Fucking hell.
Rob,
this guy is
did you lose some bets there?
Well, I saved a bit. So I backed Rajasthan highest first over at 11 to 10, which is the most mental price ever. and then they needed to get more than 2. What are they averaging?
So do you guys want the other instances of 3 wickets or more in the first over?
Oh, yes, please.
So we have Yasir Arafat in, what was this? Barisal Burners versus Duronto Rajshahi in Mirpur in Feb 2012.
Yeah, Rob was
We have
trading
Crumpleman,
I wrote
Namibia
a report
versus
on them
Scotland
the other day, the Barisal
in
Burners.
2021. We have T. Raviteja in Chhattisgarh versus Hyderabad in 2023. Kagiso Rabada for Josie Stars versus Durban Heat in 2018.
Can I tell
Angelo
you one
Matthews
of them?
in
Just before
versus
you,
West Indies.
I was just about to say I was at one of them,
Yeah.
and it was Angelo Matthews. He won a World Cup semi-final, Angelo Matthews, in the first over. Do you remember? And Gale still makes runs in that game, and they lost.
Man. What the hell is happening here?
Averaging 14.
And then we have Fidel Edwards, Birmingham Bears versus Leicestershire. I don't know who DYA Davis is. And Shaheen is the most with 4 wickets in 1 over. In the first over, sorry. Oh,
First over the match, yes, because Naseem Shah came in as first change bowler in that match, if I remember that correctly, in that BBL match. But it was his debut BBL match, I guess. Debut BBL over, in fact.
Anyone seen Sakib's pace so far? I haven't kept an eye on it yet.
Yeah, even I also couldn't keep a track of. So how much is he clocking? Anybody?
I'll tell you after the call.
Historically, he has crossed 150.
okay.
So have I in a car. This is short and
so
wide.
good
It's
ball.
up in the air.
Is he
And
out?
it's caught.
He's out! Oh my god.
135
What the hell is
Ks on that
happening?
wicket, but no one cares anymore
Jesus
because they're
Christ.
2 for 4.
Fucking hell.
So I was my gym instructor was asking me, RR is looking good to win the tournament. I said, like, don't jump your guns this quickly. For them, they always start well and then they just taper off.
Well,
out of nowhere.
so I did a podcast today with Sam Allard and Abhishek Janjawala, and I was saying they've got 6 players, right? 5 of which are in near career peak form, right? Joffrey's the only one who's in really good form, but not in career peak form, right?
I mean, they've regressed to the mean hard, haven't they?
Yeah, and like the problem with that is that the other players aren't really doing all that much in the games at the moment, and you can't expect that form to go all the way through the year. But if it lasts for 7 or 8 games, you're still going to make the playoffs, right? If it's not
this is
now,
what
By the way, before the wicket, it was 4 balls in 139.
okay.
This is what happened with them in 2024 also. They looked so good to win the title. And after 8-9 games, they just tapered off. It like one close loss to SRH. I guess the way Bhuvi bowled brilliantly, a brilliant last over. They lost that match by like 1 run or so. And the entire campaign kind of got derailed.
Rob, are we not allowed to talk about what you're putting in the private chat?
I don't think so because they'll link it to me straight away. But that's absolutely ridiculous.
Okay. One day we'll tell that story.
Yeah,
Anyway.
after the IPL, when the account's left with any betting.
It's worth reading at Deepak though, just to see what happened to Rob's
Jesus
betting
Christ.
and how ridiculous it is. That's a stupid bet
Fucking-
too. Like, I mean, as in, like, how did you even come up with it? Anyway,
What a
we'll
bet
talk about
that
it
was, Rob. We'll talk about it privately.
after the IPL. I promise you, we will tell the Rob Barron story.
Teach people
Which
how to
group
catch.
is that? Which group is that?
It's in the hosts group.
Oh.
Don't read it out loud.
Yeah, Deepak, don't read it out loud. Don't.
Oh my
Don't
god!
have a phone call.
Definitely, I won't.
What if they just get
Fucking hell.
wickets, like 2 wickets every over, and we're all done in 5?
Wait a minute. Just an announcement. They now have as many runs as wickets, guys. They're 4 for 4.
Well done, Jay. I mean, what do they do here? Do they just because Jadeja's there, they're going to knock it about for a bit, aren't they?
What? Oh, Jadeja, top run scorer, Rob, would have been a nice one today.
Yeah, he's about, I don't know, 16s these days. And the thing is, when they bring Luandre in, you're like, well, okay, it's either Jaiswal or it's the kid.
Yeah.
Now then Jarrell's been bossing it. I mean, they were 1, 2, and 3 for the Orange Cap, weren't they? After their last game.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even know how to compute this cricket match. It's
Also,
absolute
can I just
buffering.
say, Sakib Hussain should probably be dropped. 1 wicket in his over on debut. Pretty poor.
Yeah. And you know, Praful was in my
this
playing
is
11.
not the first
start of
time
the season.
Jadeja's going to bat with
Oh
when the
my
runs and the
God.
wickets are similar.
Rian Parag has tried
Rajasthan
everything
Royals.
he can to get an edge to the keeper on his on his ball from Hingay. So
He was in my playing 11 at the start of the season when I did the pre-tournament. Is there a lag at my end?
No.
No, we just can't believe
We're
what
just shocked, yeah.
I was just watching the overback, the Hingay overback.
Yeah.
To be fair, it wasn't like he bowled unplayable deliveries either. It's a back of a length pulled up in the air. It was a tight, nice delivery pulled back onto the stumps and a leg side length ball that was whacked straight to the fielder.
So to answer Rajalakshmi's question, in the IPL, he's the last time for Rajasthan Royals, he entered when the score was 3 for 3 in the second over.
When was that?
That was in 2nd May 2009 versus the Deccan Chargers.
Is that
He made 12 of
What
17.
year was he suspended for? 2010?
2010. Yeah.
Oh.
10 he was suspended.
Pre-suspension, Jadeja was the last time he batted this.
There was another game where he enters in the second over, but that was as number 3. I don't think that counts. That's cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this would be the earliest, I want to say, his entry.
This is massive, to be honest. Suddenly.
If they win this Rajasthan Royals, they're winning the IPL.
Yeah.
They're winning the World Cup as well if they win this.
The ODI one as well, not the T20 one, right?
Yeah. The best one. The only one that really matters, the ODI World Cup.
Solid block. What even would the plan be? Do you just block 4 overs now?
Well, I was just going to say, this is a position where, do you know who would be perfect in their side?
Shimron
Hetmeyer.
Oh.
This is when you want him, right? I mean, Luhan went out, that's fine. But I'm just saying, if you lost this many wickets early on, you want Hetmeyer to come in now. Because the next batter has to be Ferreira, does he?
I mean, it kind of does.
Remind me, what number does Jofra bat for Rajasthan?
8.
Oh, Rob, you missed it. We were talking about bad number 8s, and I was bringing up the 90s and England.
Oh, we had loads.
Yeah, so Angus Fraser batted at number 8 with a test average of 7. Dean Headley with a test average of 8. And Andy Caddick with a test average of 10. And Darren Goff with a test average of 12.
I had this impression.
Those days.
I feel like that's true as well. That's the thing.
No. Actually, I saw his interview when I was kind of doing the analysis pre-season.
Oh my
God.
So he's almost squeezed this mid on as well.
So there is this
Jesus Christ.
Indian channel called Cricket Insights, I guess. The guy covers domestic cricket brilliantly. So he had interviewed Praful Hingay. Good 3-4 minutes interview. I don't remember. It was not a long interview, a short one, but a good, insightful interview about his initial career, everything. I think Cricket Insights is the name of the channel, if I've not mistaken.
Another one.
And out.
Oh, he's out. Oh, for fuck's
Rian Parag gets a wide half volley to Hingay, and he's taken another. This is one of forget.
I was just about to say none of the balls have done anything.
It was just a terrible shot. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I don't want to slag off this kid who has 4 wickets in 2 overs, but my God, how has he done that? He's just stayed in his crease and wafted at that, hasn't he?
And
there's a more important landmark on site. Is 49 all out finally going to be broken?
Quite a possibility. And what about Rian Parag's tournament so far?
To be fair, he's not had to bat, and the first time he's come in
early. He hasn't had to bat yet. I don't have an issue with Rian Parag because the top 3 have made all the runs.
He's top run scorer for his team today. Well,
No, will you count him as out of form or?
I'd have to have a look. Give me a minute, mate.
He's not batted, has he?
Yeah.
So it's
He's like
14 not out, 8, 23, and now 4. Pretty small sample size, or like
I can't remember any of his innings. I'd have to go back and see if I even have notes on any of his innings.
The 20 was in a 11 over game, and then Chennai was not out. Yeah. So GT was a failure, I'll give you that. I think that was an actual failure from him. But this one, I don't know how to rate.
I wouldn't be surprised, Deepak, if you looked at a player batting at number 4 when the top 3 are all in the leading run scorers, if that isn't a fairly normal pattern.
But like we had Rutherford last year.
We just got one from Hertz Manager saying Varun is the proudest dad right now, Varun Aaron. If he has a chance, we'll try and get him on the podcast and chat to him about this if he has any spare time during the tournament, because he'll be very, very excited. I was chatting to him. Yeah, he's the bowling coach.
Ah.
Yeah, he was talking. He was actually saying to me he was excited at the younger crop, and I was joking. They'd want to be because I've seen your senior bowlers. So.
But I loved that pod of yours with Varun Aaron. Like it was pretty insightful, to be honest.
I think I just accidentally deleted a super chat too, Varun, that you might need to find.
I can get this back.
Avi says most teams are using a traditional opener at number 3 to maximize power play. Do you think teams not doing this will struggle if they lose early wickets? Yeah, I've always sort of liked that, as long as that secondary opener can play spin, right? Otherwise, you don't want to be in a situation where you just have guys who can whack pace and bat in the power play. So you do need something slightly different. But I don't mind the backup opener as a number 3. I'm not sure. Every other position in T20 batting, I could tell you roughly what kind of player you want. Number 3 is still the one. God. Leading edge back over the bowler's head here.
What has happened to their batting?
What is going on here?
This is just normal collapse, though, isn't it, guys?
But it's Hingay. What?
That was Hussain, that one, I think. But yes.
What's he doing? I mean, they're facing, right, you go, right, Rajasthan, who are... Rajasthan are averaging 82 in the power play this season. They're averaging 15 from the first over. And this time they are facing Praful Hingay and Sakib Hussain. And they're now 11 for 5 off 21 balls. And no one else has bowled. This is what SRH should have done all along, is just sack all their normal bowlers and get some new people into it.
That's a good shot. It's a very good shot from Bajadu. Is it just me? Every ball he's bowled has been on 139.
Just putting this out there, everyone. Judejah's never made 100 in a T20 game, has he?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
He's not made it in ODI, really? Has he? Either.
No. ODI 100 surely, no.
No.
Let me look him up. No, his best in T20 is 77 not out.
Oh, I was going to say 72. Yeah, 77, okay. He could make a really good 78 not out and lose here.
So to be fair, Jared, my model's saying they should be like SR should have made like 165. Doesn't seem that bad. It might have been too generous.
What does your model say about this innings at the moment, though? Because the ball has done fuck all, Varun.
It's done absolutely nothing.
If your model at the moment says they should be like 4 for 16, I still think it's wrong. I don't know how Rian Parag edged that half volley.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so hard to edge a ball that
I don't know if Luhan Ptorius got out.
Oh,
I can't make any sense of this game at all. I'm completely lost. I'm just looking at
it. It says 32 for 1, Jared.
Okay.
We're close. We're halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think I've ever backed Jofra Archer to score the most runs for his team at 9-1 before, but I'm quite tempted.
9-1.
I'm genuinely tempted. That's all right.
Oh,
they can't do anything else. They burnt the sub. It's Jofra next, right? It has to be.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said before. Like, it's the one question when you're asked about it, you're like, doesn't Jofra have to bat at 8? We mentioned it early, didn't we, Varun? Like when
this is nuts. Yeah, so you have to think. You have to think like in a.
Oh, it's a good shot again. 4 more.
March is
4 days. Today's the days he's supposed to be 11 of 6. By the way, of all the days.
Today's just. Well, to be honest, I obviously he's not thinking about this, but as Rob would know, cricketers quite often think, "Well, I'll be playing golf soon, so I might as well just hit some balls. It's like when, was it Mitchell Johnson made the 100 against South Africa, or the high score against South Africa? And it was like, you could almost see in his face, well, we've already lost this, I'll just have some fun. And then suddenly he couldn't stop middling the ball.
That was a really good bet, by the way, back in the day, was Mitchell Johnson, top Australia batsman against England. He loved getting runs against England. I think he got top run scorer like 3 times in the Ashes against us. Just one of those, whenever England are looking like they're going to do well against Australia, there's someone like him comes in, obviously had in, and then Johnson slams 60.
He was the ultimate, should have been an all-rounder, wasn't an all-rounder, but it was occasionally an all-rounder.
Incredible career, and doesn't make any sense, does it? Like the best ever and the worst ever in sort of 6 months periods. Like they all say he was the hardest, don't they, when he was on?
Yeah.
No heating in my office again, so you're going to have to start sending me, I don't know.
Can you not get like a little electric heater?
Yeah, good idea. Good thinking. Good problem solving.
I was about to say, probably.
Oh, you should do what I do sometimes, Rob. I just leave my PC on and it just warms up my room.
I mean, there's so many things on in this room.
You know what kind of a feeling this debut is giving to me? It's similar to what like Alzari.
Dom Bess.
No, the
Alzari. Alzari is a good that's a good parallel, actually. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Because he did that to SRH, right? He's 6'12".
Yes.
That wasn't ridiculous.
He broke Tanvi's record, right?
Yeah, it was 6'12". It came out of nowhere, to be honest, and it was like back in 2018, I guess. Or
the ball has done absolutely nothing, Jared.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Not at all. Nothing. It's done less than nothing.
Another day, I genuinely think they've made 80 in 4.2.
To use the great Rowan Atkinson phrase, it's been deceptively flat. Do you remember that one, Rob? When Rowan Atkinson plays the owner of an Indian restaurant and the guy falls over and he pulls him up and he goes, "Oh, don't worry about that. That part of the floor is deceptively flat."
No,
oh, it's one of the great Rowan Atkinson lines. But yeah, it's done fuck all.
So Triple Stroke says, had to super chat my favorite game of all time. I'm a cry. Oh, that's a good hit. Yeah. I think they're gonna 49 all out seems a bit unlikely now. They've recovered.
Yes.
Yes.
Ball, like in that match on 49 for all out, the ball was doing a lot, to be honest.
Yes, and here it is not. Let's just be really clear here. I'm going to keep bringing this up.
I don't think Kutanai was in the form of his life at that time, remember? Like he did the same thing to India also.
Pete Kutanai was incredible. It's just that he was injured his entire life.
Yes. 2017 was different for him.
The expected total, by the way, is 127, I think, at the moment. In case you're wondering.
127?
Yeah. The market's quite soft because no one's actually backing what they're going to make, but it's roughly around 127.
I don't have an issue with that. This is what you call a volatile run line. I mean, there's many numbers that could land on here, aren't there? Because I think Ferreira can't be thinking, right, let's just take this as deep as possible. He's thinking, I really, really want to hit the ball. I've not had a go all season properly. I want to whack it. Whack.
Yeah. He goes again and 4 more. Yeah.
Also, they're clearly thinking they might as well
keep
hit.
Attacking.
Yeah.
And if you're SRH, you just keep like 7 slips a down. You at this point might as well.
You can't tell.
Rob, yes. Donovan Ferreira's played 14 first-class games.
Okay.
He's made 300s and 450s and averages 44 in them.
Oh, he can do that then. Wow. He can do that.
At a strike rate of 89, by the way, in first-class cricket.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, my God. So Kaushal has a super chat for us. 49 all out on this deck is quite an achievement. Since deck was tough in that RCB game, they were chasing a small total.
Yeah.
I think they're safe from that. This is boring now. They're so boring, Rajasthan. They had one job.
So that day, the 49, it was doing loads, wasn't it? And that is the biggest price winner I've ever had on a top batsman that day. I backed Kedar Jadhav to be the top run scorer, 200 to 1 after he got out. Because I was like, this could easily collapse. I think he got 9.
What had he made?
I think it was 9. And I was like, it doesn't feel like 200s that there's skittles here. Yeah, I've got that screenshot in my Hall of Fame somewhere.
200 to 1, and he made 9. And what was the second top score?
Like 7 or something. We're gonna have to look that up, aren't we? 49 all out.
Wasn't it Australia where in South Africa had made no runs, and then Nathan Lyon made 20 odd or something at the end?
Yeah, he's done
to
it
get them up to about 50.
Yeah, Kedar Jadhav got 9. AB de Villiers got 8. Stuart Binney got 8. Chris Gale got 7. So everybody got within like a run of it. Oh, there we go. Robin Uthapar, if you know who he is.
No.
He caught AB de Villiers out for 8, and he caught Stuart Binney out for 8. So maybe I owe him a drink after all.
Hey,
another wicket.
Nah.
No, he didn't give it. Maybe a bit high. He's reviewing it though, Malinga. Can I just? We just realised like this is the first over from that the debutants haven't bowled.
Yeah, over from an actual bowler now. Now what's going to happen?
Unfortunately for Gaji, though, I think she said, "What will Rajasthan score? 30 or 40?" It took us that long to put the message up that they've actually started to score now.
I think this might be a bit high.
Yeah.
It's not a bad shout, but it's high, isn't it?
Yeah.
At best, I would say it is a bad score. Good one, actually. Hinge reminds me of Tino Johanan. What's he doing well?
He had a nice action. He gets through it. He's paced. There was a little bit of skid off the wicket. But, I don't want to say that he didn't bowl a good over, because he did bowl a good over. He did not in any way bowl 3 wickets in an over.
Certain times it's also the beginner's luck. You have not kind of invested too much time understanding a bowler. And look, Suryavanshi ball was actually a good one. Like it hurried onto him.
Nothing wrong with that ball. There was nothing wrong with the Dhruv Jurel ball either. But also, what was the expected average on those 2 balls, Varun?
Which 2, sorry?
The three wickets in the first over, what were the expected averages on those balls?
You like this, Jared. So it could also just be a small sample size thing, but the Jurel one is a negative average.
Okay,
so negative
let's
69
disregard that one for a minute. I have seen some deliveries that are negative.
Vaibhav is 11.65, so to be fair, that was a good ball.
Decent ball, yep.
Yeah. What was it? JSWal is negative 56 again?
Okay, that seems wrong. Seems like you're doing something wrong at this point.
No, I think that's just small sample size, unfortunately. It's not enough data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Luhan's one?
Oh god, I should have checked that. Wait. It was like 55, I want to say, or was that different?
Content says Bumrah, Bolt, Hazelwood, Siraj, Rabada, Henry, Bhuvi, Noor. All your boys took one hell of a beating. No, sorry, wrong phrase. All can have their bowling plans from these 2 youngsters about how to get these guys out. What's that phrase? Yep. What's that phrase originally from, Rob?
Luhan is 35, Jared.
35, okay.
Which phrase?
Okay.
All your boys took a hell of a beating. Was it a football game?
Yeah, it was Norway against England. And the Norwegian, as Jadeja plays a beautiful shot down the ground.
That's a good shot.
And basically, Norway were very unfancied to beat England back then for some reason. And the Norwegian goalkeeper just played absolutely ridiculous and pulled off all these incredible saves over and over again. And Norway ended up beating England. And then the Norwegian commentator just suddenly starts shouting out Maggie Thatcher, just every English person he can name. Maggie Thatcher, I don't know who was around back then, but like any English person, Bruce Forsyth, just any English person you can think of. Your boys took one hell of a beating. It's brilliant. I'm going to find that quote. Really, really good.
I'd never heard it before till I worked with Test Match Sofa, and Norcross would use it at the end of every game, no matter who lost.
Maggie Thatcher, can you hear me? Lady Diana, Lord Nelson, Winston Churchill.
Wait, what?
I'm going to load it up now. I don't know whether you'll be able to hear it, but I'll amuse myself if nothing else. Yeah, wait a minute. I'll get it on my phone and I'll play it over the mic in a minute. Talk amongst yourselves for a sec.
So the funny answer to this would be it was such an easy ball that the batters have to give up average on it. The actual answer is because the model is trained on the data, and if there's balls which don't have a lot of data, that's when you'll get chaotic stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So wickets especially, I think him and Manish talks about this as well. It's why expected wickets is very difficult to calculate because wickets are so rare.
Practically Anonymous says, Test match sofa, don't you mean Test match special? I do not. I said Test match sofa, I meant Test match sofa. Test match sofa was the alternative version of Test match special that me, Daniel Norcross, George Dobell, Lizzie Ammon, Andy Zoltzman, who else was commentating on that, Rob? Like half of the professional commentators in the world now came through Test match
I would have
sofa.
loved to have known you back then, because sitting on a sofa at 5 a.m. getting drunk, watching cricket and talking shit would have been... Yeah. I mean, it's what I was doing anyway, but I was doing it all by myself.
It basically got a bit too successful, and the BBC had to shut it down, and they couldn't work out how, so they hired Daniel Norcross, and it kind of fell down around him. There's still a version of it out there, which is the split, which is called Guerrilla Cricket, which still do commentary.
Rob, will you count this as drop?
Yeah, it's a drop catch, yeah. Guerrilla Cricket, very good.
And a misfield.
Broad, by the way.
And a misfield, Rob, let's not forget.
Yeah, drop catch, and it costs runs from Malinga. So not
Guerrilla Cricket does because you can't listen to the BBC comms overseas, but now TalkSport you can, so it's kind of taken away some of their steam.
Right, here we go. Well, we've got a break.
Lord Nelson, Lord David, Sir Winston Churchill, Sir Anthony, Clarence Attlee, Henry Cooper, Lady Diana, yes, look them all the summon, yes, look them all the summon, Maggie Thatcher, can you hear me? Maggie Thatcher, your boys took a hell of a beating.
Was he in the middle of that say Henry Cooper? Did I hear Henry Cooper?
Henry Cooper was in there. Lord Beaverbrook got a shout out at one point.
Henry Cooper is he's the boxer, isn't he?
Yeah.
He wasn't even that famous.
Isn't he famous, mate?
Well, he's famous for literally losing the fight to Muhammad Ali after knocking him out, isn't he?
Yeah, your boys took one hell of a beat. Can you hear me, Maggie Thatcher? Well, she can't now, but in 1981, he reeled out all the big names. But
Clement Attlee, like there was some random references there. Did he say Lord Nelson at one stage?
Lord Nelson.
Yes, he said.
Oh God!
So it all ties into cricket, doesn't it? Here comes Shivang. 40 for 5, obviously, everyone. 40 for 5.
40 for 5 at the power play.
Somehow
and that's out. That's
one.
No,
missing leg.
No, it's missing leg.
You think?
Yeah, it didn't look plump to me.
I'm giving.
But to be honest, he right now he's my favorite left-hand batsman. He's kind of I would say tipped.
God, they're not even going to review that. I want to see that again. I just thought that looked really straight. It looked like he walked across the stumps a little bit.
He looks to me now a more fresher version of Kuldeep Yadav, to be honest.
I don't think he bowls anything like Kuldeep Yadav.
And I'm just saying,
No, but I'm saying,
I think he's like a left-handed Bishnoi.
Yeah.
He bowls slower.
Yes. And liking his bowling.
I'm sorry. I've looked at that twice now. I don't understand why you don't review that.
I thought it was missing leg.
Yeah. I want to see it again. If it's going down leg, it's still clipping the outside of leg. He goes right across his stumps to play that ball.
Here we go. It's going down leg, Joe.
It's going down leg. Why would you review that, you idiots? I saw that twice, and I would have reviewed it twice, guys.
So Jared for sure is kind of booking I think, appointment with us.
I just want the game to finish earlier.
20-1 Jofra Archer to get the most runs. He's not 5% from here, is he?
Deepak is finding out what happens when you do commentary for hours on end and people listen to it, which is they start to notice all of your verbal tics.
Yes.
And Deepak's
funny though, isn't it?
Yeah, and Deepak.
To be honest, it's like in Hindi we call it "Amay Takya Kalam."
I thought you were saying "to be honest," and then we're going to go into your defense of "to be honest" for a minute. Then
no. That's my Takya Kalam, as we call it in Hindi. So that's my go-to word, go-to sentence, I would say. It's deeply embedded into my ecosystem.
I won't say who it is, but I interviewed an international cricketer at the start of his career, and every question, and I asked him about 12 questions, he said, "Good question," right? And I had to go up to him and say, just so you're aware, people will notice this very quickly if you don't change. And it completely screwed with his head. He didn't know how to answer anything after that. That cricketer was Don Bradman.
Seriously?
Or more.
How would I have interviewed Don Bradman at the start of his career? To be honest,
The start of the career, you said. Okay, I didn't listen to
How are
that.
you taking anything Jared says seriously, Deepak?
When would he have interviewed him ever? At any point?
Yeah, maybe.
Be a good podcast now, though, wouldn't it?
That would be a good podcast.
have you guys ever heard the story about Brad Hodge and Paul Nixon and the seance?
I've got a feeling we're just about to, and I'm quite looking forward to it.
So Paul Nixon wrote, Edge and just gets through the
And
gap.
four
They're going to get
more.
another 4 here. It runs everywhere. They might still win this. Paul Nixon wrote about it in his book that he had a seance with Brad Hodge. I can't remember who the other players were. You'd have to think of who was playing for Leicester at that point, Rob. But they had a seance, and then he writes about it in his book. And like, I don't know if you guys know. When you were little, did you guys have seances where you had the Ouija boards and stuff?
They used to come out a bit, the Ouija boards, when we were kids.
Are Ouija
Like-
boards a thing in India, Deepak?
I've not even heard of it. What
Where
exactly
you-
is that?
Where you have like a board and it has letters on it, and then a ghost hand moves the letters around to get messages from the dead,
Oh, yes.
right?
Yes.
So,
Why don't we do-
I
why don't we
haven't,
do
I haven't seen one in my real
board?
life, to be honest.
yeah.
But like I've seen a lot of videos of it.
So, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure the same company that make Ouija boards is the same company who made the game Monopoly, right? They could not be less spiritual or less related to ghosts, right? And people really believe that this is a thing that happens, despite the fact that I think it was invented in the late 1890s by a bunch of nutcases. And so, the point being is that like these guys are believing it. And so I'm having this conversation with Paul Nixon about it, Rob, and he's like really getting into it. And then I got drunk with Brad Hodge and I brought it up. And Brad Hodge was like really upset that I was making fun of this fucking Ouija board. And like at the top of my voice in some bar in Grenada or wherever the fuck we were, I was going, dude, it's a freaking game that they sell to kids. It's obviously not real. What is wrong with you? And he goes, this board was saying things about my grandmother no one could have known.
Did you say Leicestershire players were doing it? I want to
Yeah.
hear what Jeremy Snape has got to think about it.
Ooh.
And Darren Maddy, and maybe
I reckon Darren Maddy was in the group that did it.
Claude Henderson.
I don't remember Claude's name being mentioned. Did Claude Henderson play in the IPL?
Oh, I mean Tyrone did, didn't he?
I think Claude Henderson might have played in the Champions League. Maybe it wasn't the IPL.
I'm going to look him up. Tyrone.
Richard says, I'd love to ask Brad Hodge how to spell seance. I'm pretty sure Brad Hodge has a PhD, Richard. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure he has a PhD in something. So I'm not saying that means he can spell seance, by the way.
Have you
Most
seen
people
the,
can't spell Ouija.
So there's a program in England. I don't know whether you guys have seen it. It's called something like Become SAS or Celebrity SAS. or something, right? So
This is a good one.
basically everybody, the people that go onto it train with the actual SAS, and they put them through like not many end up lasting the course, but they like put you through what supposedly SAS people have to do to get into the SAS. You know, like the physical training, and then the mental torture that they have to sustain. You know, like as if they're
Do you mean SAS Who Dares Wins?
There you go. That'll do. SAS Who Dares Win. And this year they had Brad Hodge on it and Graham Swan. They had it was in Australia, so they had half of them were Aussies.
Oh, wow.
Toadie off Neighbours was in it. And
Jared Rebecki, I think you'll find his full name was.
So this is the kind of IPs Jared should be coming up with combo.
And there's one of the rounds where they do milling, which is basically boxing, but you're not allowed to defend yourself. So you have quite big gloves.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. I didn't know it was a TV show.
And you basically have to go after the other guy until they tell you to stop, and then you're supposed to be able to calm your emotions down. And anyway, Brad Hodge gets pitted against Graham Swan, and he absolutely sparks him inside about 2 seconds, and it's my favourite TV moment of the year. Go and look that. I think I put it on my...
I saw it on one. I think they showed a clip of it on one of the Big Bash games, and because Brad Hodge is not a big guy. He'd be 5'8" or whatever, but he's just solid. Like he's just a thick dude, and I can only imagine that Graham Swan would not be very good at taking a punch to the face.
Yeah, he wasn't, and which is surprising because he must have had some practice.
Who was it? Was it Goffey who knocked him out on the South Africa tour?
Yeah, in the toilets apparently.
Did you know that one, Deepak?
You shared that.
Yeah, because Graham Swan was this annoying Goffey, and Goffey just chinned him and walked out.
Yes.
Those were the days.
A lot of other stories.
Real cricketers.
Other stories of Graham Swan also.
Avi
Plenty
says,
of them.
can we call Bradman using the Ouija board and ask him if Jared took his interview or not? Or if any other cricketer, if half of Jared's are true or not? I mean, I could do a whole segment on old cricketers with the Ouija board if you guys want. My WG Grace one will be at its best.
I found the clip.
Is it? When did Rob just turn into a weird unk, Varun, just showing us things on his phone?
It's new. You can show people stuff on your phone.
You haven't played the video, but yeah, still haven't played the video. Oh, here we go. It's coming through now.
Whack.
Oof. He really does get him, doesn't he? It does look from that photo like Graham Swan has not been in a lot of fights, by the way. I know you're not allowed to defend yourself.
It's really surprising. Like, I want to punch Graham Swan in the head every time he talks. So I'm sure he must have been whacked a few times.
So Pratik, it's 5 overs in a T20 for minimum for DLS to take effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
5 overs.
Why is it going to rain? Not going to rain, is it?
So he's saying it's raining near his house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he could live in Alaska.
No, like it's. I'm very sure it's like a hardcore SRH fan, kind of little nervous.
No, they've won the game.
That's it. So that's the reason they would not want this to get washed away.
I can tell you this: there's a 1 in 50 chance that Rajasthan win from here, according to the market.
If they win, just hand them over the trophy. I'm done. I give it to them.
It probably would be the craziest T20 comeback, wouldn't it? From where they were.
Yeah. Yeah, like I figured that out. Pratik, how far from the stadium do you live?
And what direction? And where is the wind blowing? How much moisture?
What does the weather app on your phone say? Send us a screenshot.
If you go outside, are you moist?
You must be really worried because the SRH fan.
Well, I will tell him this: they were a 99% chance of winning before. It's come down to 98. So,
but that's
I reckon I saw a PSL game like this, Rob, where a PSL team won from like 5 for 30 or something, chasing 180, and just one partnership went ballistic, and they came back and won it like maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
I'll tell you now, if they chase these, my company will like go down by about 50% in value, I would say. Not my company, the one I work for. Like if a chase like this happens, my God, do the bookies take a hammering? Because as soon as they think there's a chance, so you're telling me there's a chance, they start backing it, and you can't stop them. You cannot stop punters backing these chases. So if there's like an over where they have a couple of sixes now, there'll be all the bookies will be in for millions on the chase, like genuinely millions. This is the sort of one that sends small firms under.
Well, just I mean, you have a look at the period of the game. It's very rare during this game for anyone to have backed the Sunrisers up until there was a brief period maybe when Ishan and Heinrich were batting together, right? Mm-hmm. And then when the wicket started, outside of that, I'm looking at Betfair, Rob, not that much money has been laid on them. No,
these two are actually doing pretty good. You know, they're both strike rate 150 and chanceless knocks so far.
That's because, as we kept saying, Rob, the pitch has done nothing this innings.
Exactly.
Deepak.
In fact, it has, for all fairness, this has become a better batting surface in second innings, to be honest. The ball was still gripping in the first inning. It was still kind of, the back of the lane balls were kind of gripping.
Deepak, I've got here the numbers of what has been bet on this game on Betfair. So one market, just on the game, £147 million.
Oof. What's the actual then? Over $1 billion, I want to say?
Surely more than $1 billion.
Probably.
Surely.
It'd probably be about $1 billion on this game.
And that too, $1 billion.
That's not bet, that's
money.
traded, of course, but you know.
Yeah.
It's funny when I see all these people writing about, what happens when prop markets come to cricket? And I was like, I think cricket might have started prop markets.
Mate, do you know all the props from like 1700s, don't you, that they used to do when it was gentlemen against players and all that? Some of the prop bets were absolutely amazing. Like they would have like 40 fielders, wouldn't they? They would do that one.
Yep.
And they would genuinely have clowns that came out.
There was a clown cricket, yeah. Clown cricket. There were actors cricket. There was cricket matches where professional players would play with brooms against actors who would play with bats.
See, here we go. This is the stuff that I want to see. I want to set this up where as soon as people retire from cricket, instead of the Legends fiasco, which is just a load of old fixing, let's have cricket that we design the rules of and go back to the 1700s and have proper rules, like the ball has to be a melon for 1 over, or you have to use a different piece of fruit for every ball of an over when the bowling team decide, all this sort of stuff. Like there's loads of things you could do to make cricket really, really funny. So
I'll tell you that my favourite one is Ted Pooley, who should have been the wicketkeeper for England in the first ever Test match. And the reason he didn't go is he got injured when they were touring New Zealand before the tests started, or before the Test match was played. And he injured his finger, broke his finger, and so he was out for a couple of games waiting for it to heal. So he umpired a game. And when he went up, the guy who was the bookmaker had never been a bookmaker before, Rob. And so Ted Pooley, who'd played cricket for years, looked at the odds and went, that's not right. And I think it was Canterbury. I think they were playing Canterbury, and Canterbury had either 18 or 24 players. And so he bet on every single player to score a duck at like 4-1, right? But then why it gets out of hand for poor Ted Pooley is he's umpiring, right? And so he's umpiring while all these guys are going out for ducks. There is no suggestion that he cheated in his umpiring, but he obviously made a fortune off all these ducks in this game. And then the reason he got in trouble was not because the bookmaker refused to pay him. And so Ted Pooley beat up the bookmaker and went to jail. And so while the first test was on, he was in Christchurch fighting to stay out of jail in New Zealand.
Wow. That's a great story.
That's an amazing story.
So bookies have been robbing punters for hundreds of years.
Exactly.
Same.
Any more stories of umpires actually officiating in a match and betting at the same time?
It used to happen all the time because so Bumble told me these great stories going into the 70s of like he would walk into the ground and everyone was betting on the scores. In those days, though, you could only bet on overs, right? So Bumble would walk into Old Trafford and everyone in the ground would come up to him and go, how you feeling today? You looking for runs? And Bumble would be like, don't know about this team. I think they might have me. And no one would back him. And he would have conversations with umpires about stuff like that. Like it was so part of the game that no one even thought about it, right? So for instance, when the famous story is Dennis Lillee and Rod Marsh backing 500-1 for England, right? Go back and read all the reports. There is no one at the time who questions if they were fixing.
Of course. Yeah. No one batted an eyelid. They were just like, well, that's too big, so we're going to back it.
So you literally have Dennis Lillee and Rod Marsh in a test match backing the opposition team and making a fortune off it as well, by the way, which all went into the team's kitty at the end of the year. And no one writes the next day. Like I think there's like 2 people who are like, well, this is a bit wrong. And a couple other people go, it's a bit suspicious, but we don't actually think they did anything about it. That was in 1981, Deepak.
1981. Ooh.
Right? But the actual real bad fixing time was in the early 1800s, where there is a lot of talk of like open fixing. And, there are some games that WG Grace were involved in that are dubious things happening, I think is probably worth saying as well. So it was going on. There was some fixing going on, but it wasn't really talked about or anything. You could bet anywhere in an English ground. I don't know if you could in other countries. I'm not even sure if in Australia you could legally bet in the ground, but in England you could watch an international game and you could go and just place a bet at the bookies and then just come back.
Now you're allowed to bet inside the ground also in Australia, right?
They used
on your app, yes.
They used to have. Well, that is very frowned upon. Betting on an app in the ground now.
I saw them, but like when I saw the match in Sydney, there was in the stands there were counters where you could actually bet.
No, there wouldn't have been stands. There might have been like private, like bar areas that you can bet on where you have the machines that Rob used to, Rob Blind.
They were great.
I don't think you could do it in a counter.
No, so in England, right?
near the canteen area and all, like where
so in some of the bars they have the machines, but those are seen as individual bars, and so they have a separate license. Unless they've changed it, they never used to have betting shops. Certainly the last time I was in Australia.
This is 2012.
Yeah, but so you could bet at the Docklands and you could bet at the MCG in certain areas of the ground, but they were not specifically like open to the public sort of betting areas, if that makes sense.
In English grounds, it was only quite recently that they stopped betting in the ground. It used to be at Lord's and the Oval. There would be a van. I used to know the guys that ran the van. Van just sat there and you could bet all day long. And they would put up stuff like when
to be honest,
injury happened and all this sort of thing. It was amazing. We used to go in with shoeboxes full of money and try and take them apart.
And to be honest, for all this while, I used to think that you could bet while watching the match in Australia also.
Well, you can, but it's not. I think the things you were looking at, if it was in 2012, would have more likely have been inside of individual bars in the ground, or because those bars are open at lots of different times, so they have different licenses than the rest of the ground. But as we were saying before, you can bet on your apps anyways now. So why does it matter if there are betting machines inside the ground or not?
No, but at that time the app culture was just not there, to be honest.
No, you can. So in Australia, my dad has been betting on the phone since the 90s.
Oh,
yeah. So you don't need a betting. You didn't need it. All you need. I can tell you what his number is if you want, and I could actually even give you his PIN number if you want to do it. And he still uses it today. But I know his number because Rob, I've heard him say this number into a phone so many times in my life, and then he will make the bet.
Imagine.
So not having it in the ground or not in the ground doesn't really stop you. And as I said, there were ways around it in Australia in certain grounds anyway. But traditionally, Deepak, you didn't have. I don't think you had bookies in Australian grounds as much as you did in England. In England, it was a massive thing. I mean, the whole laws of cricket are written around gambling. We wouldn't have one set of laws in cricket if it wasn't for gambling and Hambledon. So back before the late 1700s, there was every different part of England had different cricket laws. And the reason they got rid of them was because it was causing issues for gambling. So they needed one set of laws so the bookies could easily come up with odds.
And boy, this is amazing. Did you do some video on this ever?
Yeah. I think I've done a couple. It's in my book. It's in the Test cricket book as well. I've got a big piece coming up for Combox on the on gambling and what's going on in cricket and how it works and everything, because it is quite fascinating and not a lot of people know about the full story of it.
But I'm very sure this historical aspect of it. I don't think so. I've never come across this ever on internet. So this.
Oh yeah, no, it's quite well known. So basically, what happens is. I can tell you good hit from Ferreira.
Amazing.
I can tell you the full story. One of the reasons that people leave London and go to places like Hambledon for cricket, right, was because in London was so bad when it came. The smell of London was so bad that rich people didn't hang around London in the summer, right? And so all these rich people would go off to places like Sussex and Hambledon and all these places, right, to watch cricket. But of course, they needed to bet on it because betting was the reason that cricket existed at that point, right? And so then they had to. So you've got all the richest and most famous people in England at some small little town. I mean, Hambledon even now is small, isn't it, Rob? I don't think it would be more than like 5,000 people, would it?
Yeah, I don't know, but it is small.
Yeah. So you had the world's richest people, because England is the richest place on earth at this point, right? Literally in Hambledon. And they want to bet on cricket. And so there has to be, and there were fights breaking out between like lords over betting because no one knew what the laws of the game were, right?
Which era is this?
1780s.
Population 800 now, by the way, Hambledon.
Oh my God. So the 1780s, right? And so they had to come up with codified laws that made sense for everyone and that everyone could bet on. And those laws out of Hambledon end up being the laws that go to the MCC.
Brilliant.
And it was complete wild. There was wild stuff going on. I think it was in Hambledon where the guy turns up with the bat that's like 3 foot wide. right? It was in Hambledon the first time someone tried to bowl overarm. A guy started bowling overarm, and they all went, "No, you can't do that." So they had to write a law in and say you couldn't bowl overarm. So almost everything we know. I think Bales might have come out of that period as well, because beforehand, no, it was the middle stump. We had no middle stump, and people were getting frustrated that the ball kept going through the middle. And then they needed Bales as well, because people started arguing about the fact of whether the ball hit the stump. So cricket was being played all over the UK by this point, although it is in southern England where it's at its heart. But as I said, there were different, I think even in Scotland, they had a different set of laws completely, and in Northern England. And so someone had to write the laws down so that we knew what the sport was. That's how early cricket is. It's literally before people thought about writing these things down.
I've just looked it up, and it was in the 1770s. Thomas White was the guy that came in because he didn't want to get out. So he came out with a bat that was bigger than the width of the stumps. So he just basically put a giant spade in front of the bat and went, okay.
Was that Hambledon? Was I right? Or does it say? Okay.
So that's when they decided you're only allowed a bat that's 4 1/4 inch. That's a huge difference, isn't it? From unlimited to 4 1/4 inches. And then the LBW. Then the next year, it all kicked off in the 1770s. Then the next year, they went, well, we better have a middle stump because this ball keeps going through the stumps. We've no idea what to do when that happens. So they put another stump there. This was to ensure more decisive dismissals and fairer contests for gamblers. And then the anti-corruption regulations came along very soon after in the year 2000.
Yeah.
It waited 225 years to stop people cheating and fixing stuff.
I think the first major match fixing though, Rob, is 1820, I want to say, around that period. And there was a big issue with match fixing. And then there's another one around 1860s, 1870s as well. So there was a couple of little flare-ups of match fixing. But you're right. I mean, the fixing in some of those games, you've got like 20,000 people coming to see a game, right? That is not like a test match. It's not even a county match, right? In some of these cases, this is gold. This is gold. And there would have been such incredible fixing going on. As I said, W.G. Grace, some of the things that he was involved in, there's lots of allegations of him being involved in dodgy games.
Yeah, so this
was shared earlier also about him being involved in dodgy games, but the kind of history this you shared right now, this is pure gold. To be honest, I had no idea about it. No idea. Not even like iota of it, I would say.
So there's a fella called William Lambert, and he was the first guy to ever get 100 in or 200 in the same game.
Yep.
And in 1817, he was found guilty of match fixing, banned from Lords for life, and just retired in disgrace. He was like, well, I'm not allowed to play, so I'm off. And that was the end of him.
There's some great stories. So Tom Walker was the guy that first bowled overarm, and he was one of the first professionals bowled overarm, and then complained to them. And then from then on in, Tom Walker was known as someone who would bat for like 5 hours and make like 2 runs, like it was his own dirty protest for not being allowed to bowl overarm. And I want to say, I can't remember, one of the famous authors, her brother was one of the first guys who tried to bowl overarm after that. And he was denied from bowling overarm. And the story is he literally walked off the field, jumped on a horse and rode off. Right? Like he's a character in a Western. And never played cricket again, this guy. I'm pretty sure it was one of the authors. It was like...
Guys,
Jane
do we
Austen's
have a match on our hands?
No.
Do you see any possibility?
Well, they need 126 off 51. And... I mean, Gale's got 100 off 30. If the fielders keep doing, was that Kishan mucking about? It can't have been. I don't know.
Khalil dropped the catch, didn't he?
On the rope there. Just somebody let the ball go straight through his legs anyway. For Varela's playing really, really well here.
I must admit, Sunrisers are playing like the game's already won.
Yeah, exactly.
Varela hit one into
this
next week.
Massive.
It's 57 not out. I mean, another couple of sixes here and they'll start believing.
Yes, they should.
They'll just bring back one of the kids on to take 7 wickets in an over, though, so they'll be fine. Any wild BPL stories? So my favorite one, which I've written about before, is that there was early on in the BPL, a player was really upset because he had accepted some money to match fix. And so he went into the BCP to tell them about match fixing. And they said, no, you haven't fixed. And he went, no, sorry, maybe you've misunderstood me. I fixed the game, I got paid for it, and it's all happened. And they went, no, you're not understanding. You didn't do that.
Right, so I can't talk about much of it here for obvious reasons. But one of my many jobs is looking after the integrity of cricket, believe it or not, mainly in all these leagues, not the top stuff, but the stuff behind it. And I have enough information at my fingertips to be able to be the guy that makes the reports and then sends them to the leagues and all the rest of it. Guess how many reports I've done where I am on the balance of probability quite sure that fixing has taken place in these leagues. Let's say in the last 2 months, how many reports do you reckon I've written?
40.
How many did you say, Deepak?
40.
40. 40 is the correct answer to the exact number. That is ridiculous. So how the hell do you know that? Are you accessing my computer remotely?
Maybe he's fixed the number of things you've done.
I just looked in the file, 40 of them. Reports on... Bloody hell, what an unbelievable guess.
And to be honest, because the intensity with which you asked the question, so I just kind of
40.
did the maths, like 60 days, 40. But if you're kind of doing 60 reports, you would not have been doing live with us. So that's the reason. That's the kind of maths I did. So like, considering that you've been on live almost 15, 20 times and rest of the time you were building these reports. So that's the reason I came up with this number 40.
Yeah, and I mean, I talk to the boards and make recommendations and all this stuff, but it's
just the intensity showed that it must be something massive, something which has consumed you for the last 2 months. So that's why I just thought, whenever you are off, must be like you're trying, like something which you're kind of insisting on. So that's the reason I came up with this number.
What an unbelievable guess! I mean, that's the most that shocked me more than the start of this innings. The fact that you just guessed the exact one. Like you could have said 0 or 1 million, and you said exactly the right number. Jared, what would you have guessed?
I was actually going to guess more. I was going to guess 60. I thought one a day.
Yeah,
but then I didn't come with that number because considering the fact that Rob is doing so many lives with us, so that's the only reason I kind of took it down from 60 to 40.
How many of the ICC come back to you and said, "Thanks for this, Rob. You're on it. We've got this person."
So we have had multiple players banned, but not from stuff that the ICC is necessarily in charge of. But
smaller leagues are more likely to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what is the status with IPL now? Are the things okay? Or still kind of
IPL
gray shade?
I would be shocked if the IPL isn't one of the absolute cleanest because of the money involved anyway. So
and you know, this is one question that every person who understands cricket in India would ask me, because
Deepak, it very much was not clean before.
Wasn't at the start
for a long time.
The ICL was one of the worst I've ever seen. I mean, that they weren't even high. They had the double fix in the ICL.
The double fix
before the IPL started. That's when the bowling team are trying to leak as many runs as they can, and the batting team.
ICL. I think the entire world knows by now that the league was fixed. Everything was shady. But
the BPL has been appalling in recent years, and Jared and I had a look at that and kind of confirmed it. But the IPL, like, it definitely was. There was stuff going on at the start, and Chennai got banned, didn't they? There was stuff going on at the start that was proved, and there were things where the market was misbehaving a lot. And then I would say now this and I think the Big Bash are two of the absolute cleanest. I think I'm hoping that some massive scandal doesn't come out like tomorrow and make me look really stupid. But why would you? Because you get these nefarious characters trying to get at people who are playing in leagues where they don't get paid, right? And they go, right, I'll give you 500 if you make sure you get under 20 or if you get under 10 or whatever. And then all these people bet on their unders. Or
to be fair, though, NBA players are pretty well paid, and they're in the middle of a scandal with match fixing at the moment, aren't they?
Yes.
Like
massive
loads of money. I guess I've seen a lot of the documentaries about the fixing that's gone on in sport around the world, and some of it is just they get in with the wrong people. It's as simple as that. That some mafioso guy.
Yes.
Sometimes you just want a leather jacket for your wife.
I mean, was it a nice leather jacket? I haven't seen that leather jacket.
You know what? I reckon there was like a rain delay once, and me and Neil Manthorpe spent 15 minutes talking about the leather jacket of Hartsie Cronje's wife. It was fine.
Memorabilia, isn't it?
Oh, that. How much would you pay for Hansi Cronje's wife's leather jacket?
I think, considering some of the stuff I have bought, I mean, some of it is on this wall behind me. I mean, I've bought some absolute nonsense memorabilia-wise.
Would you like a mouse mat of her and Hansi walking with her wearing the leather jacket? Like your Raheem Cornwall mouse mat?
Look how happy he is. I mean, I would really like it. What would I pay? I think I would pay £600. I think I would pay that. That's my price. I'm not sure how much my wife would approve of that purchase, but
I've told you about the worst thing I ever didn't buy, which was when someone for about 2 years on eBay was selling Edo Brandes' 1992 World Cup pads, and I never bought them.
Why? How much did he want?
They were expensive. They were about 100 quid. Like,
come on, Jared.
It was stupid of me not to buy them because it's Edo Brandes, and also they're really pretty pads.
The chicken farmer.
The chicken farmer who beat England in the 92 World Cup.
I was a big fan of him, to be honest. At one point of time, I was a big fan of him, to be honest. Like 1997, when he kind of burnt India also in that tri-series. That famous tied match also, I think he took a 5-wicket haul in that match.
Yeah.
Where like Venkatesh Prasad and Robin Singh were batting, and Venkatesh ran for that run when there was a wide. I think he took 5-4 in that match, right? Against India.
I mean, he was a really skillful bowler when he
Very
tried.
skillful bowler.
When he tried.
When he tried. And I think he burnt England in 96 also. Like in 96 also, he ran through them.
He definitely ran through them in 92 because he wins that game.
Gonna have to look him up. But
yeah.
what
he didn't have that many good games, but he was one of those guys that once he got on a roll, he just took so many wickets.
Yes, 96, I remember that he ran through England. I don't remember the match now.
He didn't even always get picked because they were so angry at the fact of how lazy he could be.
When it says the first line is the chicken farmer who took a hat trick, like he's my kind of guy straight away. Like
he took that hat trick in 92 or 96?
I don't think the hat trick was 92, was it?
Oh, I think it was 96.
Do you know what? One of the great stories about the 92 game, though, of course, is that he's taking all those wickets and he is like barely even in Zimbabwe's side. He's taking all those wickets. But on the other side for England is Graham Hick, who is the great Zimbabwean who's gone on to play for England. And they grew up together and were best friends. And it's Edo Brandes who gets Graham Hick out for like a second ball duck or something, or quite early on. So it's like the great white hope.
No, it was January 97.
That was the hat trick?
Yes.
Was that against England?
England.
Yeah.
January, this is.
And do you know what's even weirder? He's the most English bowler that Zimbabwe's ever produced as well. Like, it's not like he was some surprising Zimbabwean bowler they'd never seen before. He was a portly swing bowler, like medium fast swing bowler, like every England bowler.
Mark Elam, wasn't he?
He was like a less fit Mark Elam,
but with slightly more chicken.
Maybe taller than Mark too.
The wickets he had was like Nick Knight, John Crawley, and Nasser Hussain.
Nice. Speaking
not exactly a murderer's row of one-day talent. Was that a one-day game?
Yeah, one-day game. Yes.
With John Crawley and Nasser Hussain.
So
the Johnny Bairstow and Alex Hales of their day.
Just let me tie Nasser Hussain into the discussion, right? So when you're talking about the bit of memorabilia that you missed out on, I was in a bidding war. There was some charity thing where the England team did drawings of other England players. Do you remember that? And yes. I was in a bidding war for this, which I did not win, and I'm very upset. I would pay what I should have paid for it now, if you know what I mean. This was Joss Butler drew Nasser Hussain, and there is the picture.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Is magnificent, isn't it? So he drew Nasser Hussain as Mr. Burns, holding up the three fingers for the number 3.
How much did it go for?
It was like 300 quid or something. Which is punchy, isn't it, for a picture that he's drawn with a pen? But so I've got a which you can't
yes
me the Nasser Hussain scoring the 100.
And I was right about the 97 game also. Oh god! So 236 Zimbabwe scored. India also scored 236. That was a tied match, and Brandes took 5 for 41 against India. Because
bloody hell.
We might have gone through all of Edo's best games just now.
The best dismissal for me in that innings was the way he got Sachin out, and then Sachin took Zimbabwe down in the next match. That beautiful 100 he scored.
Just started to slow down a little bit here, by the way. They got down to about 20-1, and it's back out to 40-1 at the moment.
Feels a bit like Sickett time, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to go. It's one of those ones where you have to go and you're going to have to lose wickets, aren't you? I'm just having a look of who they've still got a young bowling lineup to bowl at the end, though, don't they? So
I think
this could be another 4. Is it? Oh my God! Did Klaasen pull out of that stop?
He didn't try and stop the ball. That's for sure. Was that Klaasen?
I'm pretty sure.
There was a dive to be had, and it was Klaasen, and he just didn't want to.
Sorry, we missed this one before. At least, to be honest, which is Deepak's catchphrase, is better than YPU, which is, of course, how we call Boria.
YPU is what?
YPU is Boria always, when he used to type YOU, would always do a typo and put YPU in, and that's how he was caught in the... was it Ridman Saha who put the messages up?
Oh.
Prithvi says, peak IPL would be if RR ended up losing by 2 runs. Certainly be peak T20 cricket.
Just a single. Okay.
And they are getting some momentum into the innings.
I mean, you say that.
5, 14.
I mean, they need 97 off 36, and the last over had 1 boundary in it, Deepak. I'm not sure I'm putting too much momentum into that.
They need a mega blast off over, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what they need. And
they need 16 runs and over.
Yes.
They need to take somebody down.
But still a good effort. I would still give it to them because, like, 10 for 5 to kind of come to this. At least that'll give them some confidence about their lower order batting also.
Well, it gets good batting into the middle order, which haven't had to bat yet, like Ferreira and Jadeja.
this is good one. So
Well,
Jared is on mute.
Just so you're all aware, I'm older than Rob and Deepak. I know it doesn't look that way.
Yeah, well, pipe down.
I'm the youngest of the lot, to be honest.
And Varun looks the oldest of everyone on Combox, and I found out yesterday he's 25, and I don't want to be friends with him anymore. 25.
Yeah, he's very young. I've always wondered if that's like Robbie gets really triggered by Varun, and I think it's the age as well as the opinions.
So Rob's so old that he might have Pamela Anderson's poster.
What's wrong with that? She was absolutely smoking back in the day, Pamela Anderson.
There's an Australian rules football legend who painted a 40-foot mural of Pamela Anderson on the side of his house.
Oh,
I respect that a lot.
His neighbours didn't.
Wow.
It's a weird choice, though, I think, of all the people.
That's when good neighbours become good friends, as the song goes. That is very nearly bowled Donovan Ferreira from Hussain.
Okay, well, this is good from Hussain because we don't know much about him. That was a sensational slow ball. Was that back of the hand?
Yeah, I think so. And it's come right in, and it's so near to just flicking the off bail off, isn't it? It's a couple of inches over the off stump, and Ferreira was cut in half. And this is where it's like it has to be 6 or out. Yeah. Like the wicket percentage.
And
is very
today
high.
He's kind of bowled more within himself because this guy can actually clock it up. He can actually go above 150 also.
If he bowled over 150 today, they would have been bowled out for negative score. Oh,
He's
good bowling.
Quick.
I like this. I like him at the death.
This is great. Because Ferreira has been tonking it, and he has just put the brakes on here. He's absolutely nailing the Yorker length here, isn't he? Very, very good. So if he bowls one on the stumps now, he's going to get Ferreira out.
I think I've been more impressed with him than Hingay. I mean, he's only in his third over, but there's lots of different things to like here. He'll get it for 6 now.
When Hingay comes out...
Oh, what a hit by Ferreira.
When Hingay bowls his 4th, he could genuinely end up with a 7-foot here because they've got to go. They've got to go. He could easily get a 7-foot because get one of these and you get Jofra walking out who will try and hit his first ball for 6, and then you've got a load of people that can't bat. Like Deshpande.
Sandeep.
God, yeah. And Berger. I mean, there's not much to come, is there?
Yeah.
When did they lose their 5th wicket?
They were 9 for 5.
Yeah, but was it the
25 for 5?
It was the third over, wasn't it?
9 for 5. Yeah, the end of the third.
Here we go.
Was...
He's got to catch this though. Oh, and he's missed it, and they're gonna run 2. Oh, so I feel sorry for the young fella there.
Will you count this as a drop?
Yeah, he drops it.
I'm not sure he touched it, to be fair.
But he should have caught it. He ran quite fast, to be fair, but the technique of how he ends up going for the ball, watch this. It's another one where he's gone off custom.
A guy who's kind of bowling 140 kph had to run the other way around.
This is never going to catch the territory. He went 2 hands, no, 1 hand, and then he might have got a hand to it, but yeah, he was never catching that. A bit like
this cannot be counted as a drop, right?
It's a drop.
Surely.
He could have caught it and he didn't catch it, so it's a drop. A bit like the Jofra one earlier, where he should have caught it, but he just ran around doing this for a while. And
that was funny. We were on there for that one. We enjoyed that one.
That's the most expensive one of this IPL for me, and hopefully it remains so. Because if I have another one of those, I'm smashing screens all over the place.
Beautiful.
Oh, he bowled him. Well done. I'm really impressed with this over, guys. I'm more impressed with this over than what these two did at the start. He has worked them over so well.
Amazing setup. Amazing setup.
But good Yorker, back of the hand slower ball maybe, but definitely cutter. Look at Varun Aaron. Varun Aaron's come onto the field erect.
Yes.
Very, very, very good over. And as I said a second ago,
beautiful cutter, beautiful.
All one on the stumps, and you got him, and that was the impact.
I think that turned that cutter too, guys. I think that actually had a bit of spin on it.
That grip. What is the surface? The surface is supposed to grip. This is what we saw in the first innings, also, right?
That was
a good
great.
hand, to be honest. That was good hand from Donnan. So I'll head off so that I can be on the Hindi pod in like 20 minutes.
Perfect. Thanks, Deepak. Absolute pleasure being with you. As always.
Thanks.
Go and put on one of your many pairs of trousers.
I'm still to collect them, to be honest.
Man has trousers all over town.
Now,
all over the country.
And you know, for the like almost more than a decade, the last time I shopped for these trousers, I think the reason that I'm not kind of used to them, I forgot to even collect them.
All right, mate. We'll see you when we see you. Have a good one.
Yes. Bye-bye. Thank you.
What's the run line?
Finally, Rob, we're getting some important questions in. If you could just read this for me.
You look... Oh, God. As if I can read that for you.
I love that you tried.
This is from Mrs. Kimber. OMG, you look so young, Jared. How old are you? You can answer it then, Grandad.
I'm 46.
46. I mean, you do 800 press-ups a day and eat a lot of placenta to keep that...
I eat an awful lot of placenta. I mean, by the way, after I made all that placenta joke, like, and all that sort of stuff, I then listened to a podcast that was all about, like, why, like, rich people trying to get blood transfusions from young people. Did you know that was a business a couple of years ago?
Oh, God, yeah. It started off as like a... I think it was people being hungover wanted to feel better about themselves, and they started doing these detoxes and oxygen and...
yeah, it was supposed to be like, and you would get it, you could book it after you came off a flight too, couldn't you?
That's right.
Yeah. Turns out it doesn't really work, by the way. Well, certainly the blood option doesn't.
I mean, are they going to get another 40 here?
So is this a good loss for Rajasthan? Because they actually get some of their middle order to bat.
Yeah. So first of all, avoiding the 50 all out means that their net run rate doesn't get absolutely murdered, and getting batting into Jadeja and Ferreira, like proper innings for both of them, is super handy, isn't it? As far as moving the tournament on goes. And now we get some fun because Jofra and Bishnoi and Deshpande and Berger will just come out and swing, presumably. What I don't want is them to crawl to 170 for 8 or whatever.
Have you got unders?
I always go unders in this spot, and I never win because this is the time where everybody drops catches and the bowlers start trying to bowl crazy stuff. But are we going? Oh no, we're going Malinga again for his third. Because what does Jadeja do now? Like knock it around for a bit and then go? I think that's the most likely thing he does. And what he should do is try and hit every ball for 6.
I think if I'm Jadeja now, what am I on? 44, and this is Malinga's over. I think I try and get 10 off this over, and then I try and just get 20 off every over afterwards. Is that fair? Just because it's Malinga and you've got I know the kids just bowled a great over and the other kid's on fire too. But I just think to myself, if I can, I don't want to lose. I don't want to go out to Malinga here.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair. They've certainly respected Malinga in the last over.
Siddharth says, secret to Sunrise's go-to bowling, Varun Aaron, and his very attractive feet, if you want to go back and see my podcast with him.
Okay. He could bowl extremely fast at one point in his career, couldn't he?
Yes.
Really, really fast.
Great guy to talk fast bowling with as well.
Good guy?
A really good guy. Went out for dinner with him when he was over for the Veterans tournament. This one's flicked out on the leg side. Really, really nice guy. Very smart, like just a really smart guy as well. Like when you just like, are you sure you play cricket? Which I may have said to him. I may have then looked at Robbie and said, I thought most cricketers were dumb like you, but this guy. He's Varun Aaron's a massive foodie. There you go. There's my Varun Aaron fact. Like a legit foodie, not like me when I'm on tour and I try and find the best burger place or like a nice steak restaurant or something. Is this out? Exactly what we didn't want Jadeja to do. He might have just got a little feather through to the... Oh, they're not a short now. I was positive he hit it.
The keeper said, yeah, he's definitely hit that. And then they were like, what? It looked like it came off the bat to me, clear as day, but I have no sound. So I can't make big calls here. It looked like it came off the bat. Otherwise, it sort of deviated in the air somehow. Keeper was like, yeah, that's definitely out. And then they said, you can review it. And he said, I don't know.
Yeah, I was with you. Exactly what I saw. He was absolutely sure until they asked him, was he absolutely sure? And he went, no.
I mean, we're looking at it again here.
Just off the toe off the back end?
I don't know. I think now I think, no, he didn't hit it, judging by those pictures, but we can't tell anything from those pictures, can we?
Well, I thought it deviated with my naked eye.
Yeah, I did, but I now don't think he hit it.
It doesn't hit glove on the way through, so it has to be the toe of the bat, and it hits the toe of the bat, and he's out.
Bye-bye, Jadu. Huge celebrations from Malinga, which, spoiler alert, Malinga, we kind of knew the result anyway, mate. Like, he's going absolutely nuts.
Oh,
here's Varun. Pretending he's 25 again.
Hello again.
Adit said, is it possible to get back in the game?
No.
I mean, no. Not now. I mean, he did send that before that wicket, to be fair. Hurt says, I'm sensing tension here. Get a room, guys. Make cricket babies. I think that's for Varun.
Quite happily do that. If it was possible, I'd quite happily make cricket babies with either of these guys.
Varun, if you could mate with a cricketer.
We've done that one, haven't we?
Yeah, I thought we've been through that.
Has anybody watched Tattooed Alien Ninja?
No! Jeez, I keep forgetting.
I need to watch it, yeah.
Beverly Hills yet. Oh, I can win money somehow if Malinga gets another one.
But you also need... You went unders, didn't you? So that wicket helps, doesn't it? Massively.
Yeah, it's a big wicket for that, yeah.
Mick Lebowski says, predictions for tomorrow's Wooden Spoon Derby. I've got to commentate that for TalkSport. Is that...
Who's actually been playing tomorrow?
Oh, nice.
Is it CSK KKR?
Yeah. It is... Well, Lucknow will end up finishing bottom. I told you this before the season started, but if they don't, it'll be one of these two, won't it? Or Mumbai, obviously, because Mumbai are the most overrated team in the history of cricket. But Chennai KKR, when I did the numbers earlier and went through it all, I was like, they're so even on lots and lots of metrics. It's quite hard to pick a winner, I guess. Like, it feels like a very, very 50-50 game to me, that one. The market likes Chennai. Okay. Chennai favourites, are they?
I think they're playing slightly better than KKR, aren't they?
Let me look at my metrics so far.
I mean, there's not a lot in it. It's,
So Chennai are...
One's a pimple, one's a wart.
So Chennai are negative first over, negative first six, negative sixes by a long way. negative opening partnership by a long way, and they somehow have done all right on scoring 4s, which is not a metric you always want to win on unless you're Gujarat, who always want to win on that. And then KKR, very good in the first over because of Finn Allen going absolutely berserko balls, and they always concede 6 in the first over.
Oh, whoa, that's
a good Deshpande's just launched one down the ground for 6.
Hell?
This camera angles, I swear to God, Jared, I hate this shoe.
Yeah, they that is right in the slot from it. That's the Dwayne Bravo. I'm going to bowl in the slot to a tail ender and hope he hits it. That's that ball. And he's gone, actually, I am the Deshpande, and it is going into the second tier. What a shot that is.
To be fair, he's owed about 15 boundaries from when he bowled.
He did not have a good day with the ball, did he? The drop-off from Jofra and Berger to Deshpande and Sandeep in that first innings was quite big, wasn't it? It was a very big difference in bowling quality.
Scene Uploader wants a cricket Nepo Babies crick picks.
I think this week we have the 80s ODI team going out, Jared.
Hey?
This week we have the 80s ODI team one finally going out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I know the best the best Nepo baby in cricket is probably Kerry Packer. Well, actually, Lalit Modi's probably a Nepo baby as well, isn't he?
Arjun Tendulkar played in the IPL.
Isn't Broad a Nepo baby?
Who was the kid who kept playing in the what was it? Was it the Cayman Islands League?
No, I think there was an IL-21 where you had to have at least was it IL-20 where you had to have at least one domestic player. Maybe you still do, and like 3 of them was the manager's son.
I think there was a guy who played multiple seasons in the Cayman Islands League or something like that, and then maybe might have played in another league as well. There's some good stuff in the there was some really good stuff in the minor league cricket in America too, where I'm pretty sure there was like a guy bought a team and brought in big name players, but then played with him and his son were in the team too.
Why wouldn't you?
So he didn't just put his son in. He was literally like, well, I think I could play. Siddharth says, Tushar Deshpande, my king! What a king he would be.
Thank you for sending that in. He's my king too.
One day he would behead everyone, and the next day he'd be trying to glue them back on.
We need 2023 Tushar Deshpande back, Jared, with the ball. He's been too predictable lately.
He wasn't predictable today, was he?
Today, no.
Feels like Jofra Archer's going to get bowled to me the way he's setting up today. But I always think everyone's going to get bowled. That's my big cricket betting weakness.
I wondered have you ever done the numbers? Because you do talk about bowled a lot.
Yeah, I do the numbers. I mean, I have everybody's numbers and how they're dismissed.
I more meant, have you done the numbers on your betting to see if you're up or down on bowled?
Yeah, so it used to be something.
This could be out.
There's another amazing shot.
No, just short.
I mean, I didn't. I know Deshpande has the big hit in his locker, but he's actually looked all right here. So back in the day, it was a much more consistent earner, and I think being so used to like turning on the last over, and just smashing bowled at 5-1 is like, no, it's not 5-1, it's 3-1. And nowadays, it's because the plans so often now, even though you get guys like Jofra that swing pretty aimlessly sometimes and leave the stumps exposed, the plan isn't that anymore. It's the wide stuff, isn't it? You know, you get Patharana and you look at Patharana and you're like, he is definitely a bowled guy, and then he bowls 6 in a row at the wide line. You know, well, how he can't bowl him, can he, if that's the plan? So that is the thing to keep an eye on. But yeah, it's definitely a weakness of mine, just thinking everyone's going to get bowled all the time.
So Jared, I think you were asking the Ferreira bowl. The cutter was spun 2.4 degrees.
2.4 degrees. That's a lot for a slow ball.
Oh,
it's not as fun to bet.
Yeah, he's out.
He wasn't bowled.
It's not as fun to bet on dismissals anymore because the court percentages have gone through the roof recently.
Yeah.
It used to be that the average, your average court percentage for a decent opener was like around 70%, and now, you know, someone like Abhishek is near a 90, and so is Kishan. And there's no point in sitting there thinking, oh, I want to back bold at 5-1 because it just can't be value when court is 90%. So it tends to be when you've got to pick your spots. If there's any reverse swing, that's when you or the pitch is conducive to it. I mean, that's catching practice from Jofra, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, these kids are having a right day out, aren't they?
What's a day?
3 for Hussain and 4 for Hingay so far.
Yeah.
You've got to give Hingay the next over and try and get him his 5 and 6.
Have to, right?
He's got 1 over left? Yeah?
Yeah. So this is Hussain's last ball. So
also,
he can catch up and get the 4-fer.
Yeah, it's actually a bit of a shame that they didn't bowl him earlier, not just to get the wickets for his everything else, but also just to see how he bowled at the death, get a bit more information on everyone, right?
Sure.
Because we now know that Sakib Hussain can bowl at the death. He's bowled some really good deliveries.
That was different class, that. Let me see if I've got any Bishnoi batting numbers. It's going to be fun if I have.
This could be a wicket.
And he's going to drop it. Oh, he's got him. Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's very rare you see a bowler who's under a ball allow a fielder to come in and take the catch. And
wait, is that Ishan? Who's keeping then?
Yeah, Ishan came in from cover. You could actually see Hussain just be like, I don't want to catch this. Who's near me?
So
no, I mean, who's keeping if Ishan is
Aurora's keeping. He's taken a couple.
He's the keeper.
He's keeping today, and Kishan isn't.
They've got 9 keepers out there, guys.
Watch the bowler here, Jared. He literally points.
I know.
And Kishan the whole way and goes, no thanks.
Yeah, because I thought he was pointing to say stay away, and then suddenly I realised he was saying no, come over and take the catch.
One thing I did not bet on today is Hingay and Sakib Hussain taking 8 wickets between them.
Bit silly of you.
Yeah.
And it could be 9. They have to give Hingay this over, don't they? 9 down. They have to.
They have to.
Did you get any good numbers on Ravi Bishnoi's batting?
Well, I just loaded the page. It says his median is 2.
Oh, can I just say this? Hussain's going to miss out on a chance for a hat trick.
Oh, no, we get that next game, don't we?
Some people don't like hat tricks that even go over 2 innings, and you want...
Yeah, they've gone back to Hingay. Quite right, too.
Yeah. I set up my dad every time my cricket friends come over, so for my dad to talk about his hat trick, right? And then I tell the guys to go and look at the trophy. And he took the last 2 wickets of a semi-final and the first wicket of a final. And then they all just get stuck into him about how that's not a hat trick. And he gets more and more upset. And this is a man who's taken like a 9-wicket haul, 3 8-wicket hauls, 10 7-wicket hauls. But that one hat trick is so important to him emotionally.
And Praful Hingay's bowling. And what a shot.
And Hingay's just been swung out of the park.
Oof.
Okay, so
is Deshpande the Avish Khan of our time?
No, there's only one Deshpande, and he is not anyone else. He is him.
Should Deshpande open with Vaibhav Suryavanshi?
I mean, this game has been utterly ridiculous, hasn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like it's got a bit boring now, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. We're watching Deshpande hit Hingay, who's got a 4 for 6. What the hell are you on about? It's not like yesterday. Me and Varun did the post days play podcast in 9 minutes yesterday, Jared. We were like, we've just
for 2
watched
games. We were like done.
That lasted 5 hours, and it was the worst game ever. And
Rob, I'll be honest, I think that was 9 minutes too many for that day.
Yeah, it's like if anybody's moaning about us doing 9 minutes, you're very lucky we did 9 minutes after that. Absolute bag of nonsense all day.
It's actually really hard to do the podcast when you've been talking about the cricket all day, because in your mind you've talked about everything anyway. And then if the game drags on, and even if the game's exciting, you can only talk about the last couple of minutes because the other 4 hours you've been covering it just sort of disappear into mush.
I think I feel like from now on, I know it's hard for us, but we have to get different people to do lives and different people to do podcasts.
I think they have been, though. I think someone isn't it today? Oh, no, what's today? Monday. Yeah, no, it's Rob.
It's always me, isn't it? To be honest.
It's always Rob. Yeah.
We'll do a quick one today, guys.
It's been a really fun game. There's plenty to talk about here. But yesterday, it was like the game itself was utterly awful. And it kept going on and on and on with wide review. We did I did the TalkSport game last week when it was rained off. And not rained off, when it was the 11 over game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. That was fun, though.
No, the game was fun, but it meant that so we kept filling and doing podcasts, and then the game started. So we basically did 2 hours of broadcasting, right, with little gaps. Then we did the game, which was quite full on. Was hard to call because everyone's getting hit for 6 every ball, right, or taking a wicket every ball. And then we were going to do the podcast, but because the game went so long, there was a football game on at the same time, and so they had to use the studio. So we had to go out and do the podcast, and there was like a 40-minute gap between the game and the podcast. And Abhishek Janjanwala, I've never seen. He just got more rage fueled all the way through. That's when, if you work with a big name international player, they would just leave.
How many of you are there on these games?
It's either 3 or 2 of us.
Sam LR doing the rest.
Yeah, so Sam did a game. Sam's doing this game today with John Norman and with Abhishek, and then it's me and Abhishek are doing it tomorrow.
Nice.
We're going to.
I don't mind doing it with the with that with the 2 people for a T20 game.
We are as well.
Oh,
it's a big hit.
God, he's hit another one.
Ruined Hinga's figures by ploughing 16 off the over with 2 enormous 6s.
Ali says, "Why is this game not over? Because Deshpande gold."
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't mind if a game is dragged on by Deshpande hitting 6s. I'm here for that. That's fine. I will not sit here and watch people bowling wide after wide after wide for no reason. Didn't we sack off the end of the game and just everyone just walked off with like 4 balls to go? So you all had Deshpande most 6s for Rajasthan today, right?
You might have to get signed by Gujarat next year so they have some 6s in their lineup.
So hang about. So Hinge got 3 wickets in his first over, and he did not. And he got another wicket, and he did not end up as the top bowler for his team today.
Yeah,
he didn't. Imagine if you backed Hinge top bowler today, because you're like, I know this guy, right? I've done all my work.
Yeah. This is the guy's going to get the new ball.
I'm getting 6-1 on Hinge, right? I'm steaming in, and he gets 3 in his first over, and you're just cracking open the champagne and telling all your mates what a legend you are, and then he doesn't win.
Oh,
what a ball!
King, you're not allowed to block now because I am on Malinga to get 2 wickets.
What were you on unders though as well?
169.
Oh, that's closer than you want it to be.
Yeah, it's got. Yeah. But if I lose because of Deshpande 6s, I don't mind.
Can you lose when he hits 6s? I don't know if you can.
Because I love it so much. Money comes and money goes, but you don't often see Deshpande hoofing it into the second tier.
Deshpande's forever.
Come on, Malinga, get rid of him. Oh, Berger. That was like a proper cricket shot from Berger. That's not what I've come for. Mm-hmm. And now Deshpande's on strike, so he's going to ruin my
overs. Can't make sense of what this pitch has been.
What do your numbers say? Because your numbers said in the last SRH game, when I thought that they were actually going to defend a big score, that there was no way they should have got as many as they got. And then they couldn't defend it like even close.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what happened today as well.
These pitches, are we?
Yeah, no one has any idea what these pitches even are.
Get in Malinga.
It does feel, Rob, that every game at the moment, when you look at the run line, starts between 195 and 205 automatically. Like there's no, like the pitches are almost taken out of it.
Yeah.
I think the power play run rate is like 10.4 as well this season.
$60 off 9 is what they need. So it's just become mathematically impossible.
So my model says 160 for 6 up to this point for Rajasthan.
So they're almost on par.
Yeah, fair enough then.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is your model seeing, though, that would make it 160 for 6?
I have genuinely no idea. It's just Hawkeye data, isn't it? Like, it's not even...
No, but what I mean is, I haven't seen any spin. I haven't really seen... I mean, I suppose the slow ball hold. I'll give the slow ball hold at the end, yeah.
Some of the slow balls are ragging.
Yeah, no, that is fair. He's also putting a lot of revolutions on the ball, Hussain, when he's bowling those.
That's true.
Oof. Berger is actually blocking, isn't he?
Blocking Berger.
God. Okay.
So what did you have? You had Malinga for 2 wickets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 5-2, which I thought was big because he is a wicket taker and they were defending, a massive one. So you'd think he would get cheapies. But if Berger is blocking him, at least this man, they won't block this ball though. Come on, the great man. Just hoof it up into the air. Then someone will drop it and then they'll go past 170 and we can all get out of here.
I needed Deshpande 50, Rob. I'm sorry about your bed. Oh, wow.
Oh, this is going to be
He's
out.
done exactly what you wanted.
Catch it then.
And it's done. There we go. Baron has won.
I love how much Merlinger celebrates. We're going to check for the no ball here. I don't think it is though.
No, it's going to be fine. You got 2 bets there. You got the unders as well.
Did we answer this, Jared?
I don't know what it means. I was hoping you would answer it.
No, I think apparently Virat sat out yesterday. He didn't field, so I heard he was injured or he has some kind of sickness or something. I don't know. I think the other question he's asking is, was his innings yesterday like injury or sickness related? Was it just Schrodinger's Kohli? I don't think it was Schrodinger's Kohli. I think it was just a bad innings regardless.
I missed that game. I've got to go back and watch it later on.
Yeah.
It's the only game I've missed so far. Well, it's the only game I haven't even rewatched.
It's not a no ball. God for
Mick
that.
Lebowski says, guys, please add a scoreboard. I don't know if you were watching earlier, but we're working on it. There's lots of things that go into this, and so we are working on it.
Can we get John Candy to do it somehow?
We can get John Candy to do it. It's not a no ball. It is the end of the game. If you're just coming on and you haven't really followed the game at all, what I'm about to say may shock and surprise you. It may give you John Candy face. Sunrisers made 216, despite the fact that Abhishek Sharma made a golden duck and Travis Head wished he did. Rajasthan Royals, in response, lost 5 wickets inside of 15 balls or something stupid like that. And that was pretty much the game. They had one good partnership afterwards, but it didn't get them close enough. And so they have lost by, my scorecard hasn't updated, but was it 58 runs or something?
57 runs they've lost by.
57
runs was the margin of victory, which is quite a margin of victory, all things considered. And so Rajasthan, who were undefeated, took a wicket first ball of Abhishek Sharma and then lost the game by 57 runs. 2 debutants came in, and they went very, very well with the ball, and that changed everything for the Sunrisers. Apparently, all you need to do is play all your youngest players and no senior players who are any good in any games. We're going to finish the watch along here. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for a very quick recap on the podcast of the game that was. But thank you very much. Combox.tv. You can sign up to all the cool stuff that we have done, we will do, and what we want to do. We'll see you again very shortly. Thanks to Rob, Varun, Deepak, and me. Combox. The game lives on.